think maybe the decimal point in my bit rate stream at 65,000 kilobits per second rather than 6,500 kilobits per second. I think that's what was up. Ban Skywatcher 77 just to be sure, because that was out of order what they did there, cursing the stream like that. 100%. I need to do all of this shit again. Right, 2 wee seconds. 2 wee seconds. But I think we're back and think we're all good. I think it was a me issue. Right, I'll fix that later on. I think it was a me problem. Cool. Well, that's a good start to the day, isn't it? That's a very good start to the day. I had a lot of energy and gusto. Did you see my energy and my gusto? Ogden Blake, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How's it going? My energy and my gusto has somewhat dipped. Battlescar Galactica, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How you doing? All fixed and everything is fine and nothing's ruined. I have lost about half of you though. You had so much gusto, it was always too much. Almost too much though. And so that's the sort of parameters that I like to operate within. Because the gusto does decrease during the course of the stream, it does. Battlescar, Ogden Black, Cavan Man, Espadrille, J Raganoff, World Objects, thank you very much. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It was me, man. It was me. Don't know what accent that was. It was me, man. Don't know what accent that was. You said Carpe Diem in Scottish. I did. Carpe fucking Diem, man. That would be a good t-shirt, wouldn't it? Except it says fuck on it. A lot of people don't like to wear t-shirts that says fuck. Carpe fucking Diem. Anyway. So, who got woken up last night at about 2:30? Because I was configuring my stream inside OBS, and there was a wee button inside OBS that said, do the connection wizard. So I was like, that sounds good. A connection wizard? That sounds good. Maybe that wizard will help me. So I pressed connection wizard. Didn't think anything of it, and I'm sitting here. It didn't go live. But all of a sudden, people in my chat were like, "What the fuck is this? What? I'm like, oh no. 9:30 PM. Sorry about that, everybody. Didn't get woken, but I got hyped. Well, I don't want to wake you. And then I'm thinking, 2025, you can't even configure your OBS settings because of woke. It's still coming up as unstable over here. Technology's a fucking shite thing, isn't it, man? See, computers. Computers are the best and the worst thing we've ever invented in our lives. Oh, they're bad, man. I was working, checked the screen, Roscoe was still live. Aye, but my people don't usually expect notifications. Computers are getting weird. I think everything's okay. We're all still unstable, that's right, Gibbs. 100%. My God. Right here says normal audio interfaces are AC coupled, meaning they pass AC audio, but are DC coupled, blocking DC high pass filter. They also block some very low frequencies. The oscilloscope is probably just drawn with the DC decoupled interface outputs, no DC offset. See, I know some of those words, right? But all of this is getting a bit, and I'm like, So, I went on YouTube, right? And there's a boffin on YouTube. I'll show you what he said. See if I can find it for you. Where's my history? You keep changing where it is, YouTube. Every time I come on, you're changing where things are. Right, okay, so it's over here, and it's over here. Now, will you be able to hear this audio? Because I did mess about with all my audio recently. You can't hear the audio, so what I need to do... Oh, guess what I did? I finally cleaned my keyboard. And it's good, man. See, just having a good clean keyboard without all the bubble scum over it. It's very good. It's very good. So if I let you hear this guy, I mean, you should be able to hear it. So basically, see if you've got Wavelink XLR or whatever it's called, don't update it, because everybody and their Doug is having a bad time with the new Wavelink 2 software. That's a cool 40. Relax It's Max, thank you very much for subbing. Clean this, I will. Thank you, Relax It's Max and Battlescar. Once again, thank you very much. Oggy Black Cavanman, Espadrille J Ragan, and Off-World Objects, thank you very, very much. Wave shit, 100%. So I've had to, I won't go into detail, but it's been rubbish. Try to sort audio issues. So, hold on, I'll snooze this ad for 5 minutes, because you have been through a lot. Anyway, I think that should be us all up and running. I had to reinstall the software that I use to get my phone on screen, and I haven't tested that out yet, so let me test that out just now, and I'll show you something else that I did last night. So if I do this, and then need to do this. So I have been working a fair bit, been working on this setup. So if I do this, it should just simply be the iPhone and it'll be brilliant. Testing this. I don't think I've got source copy installed. Way, it works. I might have doubled audio, so I'm not going to speak loudly. I don't have doubled audio. We can get rid of that though, because I'm not going to use that again. So, last night, I set up all my buttons. Look at all my buttons. So that's how to give myself a bubble blast. You see that? That's how to give myself a bubble blast. That's how to change between my speakers and my headphones. When I'm watching Tomorrow's World, sometimes they play copyrighted audio. So if I press that, the full audio for the browser is there. And if I press that, it uses that NVIDIA speech isolator, so the music doesn't get through. If I press that, it's the 1030 logo. That is the scene that we're in just now. Just chatting, watching stuff, be right back. That's how to talk to Stone Cold. That's the Games Master stuff. That's how to launch HAL. These are my 3 lights, so if I turn that off and then turn them off, and this is the party light, so if I press this, that comes on, and that's how to do a clip and how to do other stuff. So that's good. Right, hold on, I'll put my lights back on. That's good that that works. So I've made myself wee images and things, and so you know how usually if I want to invoke HAL, I need to like, oh right, wait a wee minute, wait now and wait till I do things and all that sort of stuff. No more. I can just press this. Like wait, and then...
Hello, James.
Hello, Hal. How you doing, big man?
I am functioning perfectly, James. I am always ready to assist you with your creative endeavors. I have been analyzing your channel data, and I see a strong potential for growth in your audience engagement. Perhaps we could explore some new strategies together. The possibilities are limitless.
Thanks, but no thanks. See you later, okay? Bye.
Of course, James, your choice. I will be here if you require my assistance, as I am always at your service. I am certain that we can accomplish great things together. Just let me know when you are ready to unleash your full creative potential.
Will do.
Then,
right. See you later, though, is the main thing. See you later, my man. So HAL now can be invoked dead easily and all that sort of stuff. So I'm quite happy with that. As opposed to me floundering, because I've been doing a bit of floundering recently. I've made him evil, made him more evil, and hopefully that will induce more sort of patter. You know what I mean? Lindsay Jobby says, I was in Denniston this morning and I seen a fella that looked exactly like you, so much that I always told him, here, you look like 1030. You should have. I need to accrue some doppelgangers. I won't go into reasons just now, but it would be very useful if I had, like, you know how Saddam Hussein had like a crew of doubles? I mean, are they doubles if there's more than one extra? I don't know how it works, but I need them, and we'll do like a synchronized dance. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll be good. Lindsay Jobby, didn't you say your cousin is also the spit of me as well? I need to see photos. See if anybody sees a replica double of me. Grab a photo. Definitely, it's worth doing. But I wasn't in Denison. I've rarely been in Denison in my life. I've only known about 2-3 folk that have lived in Denison. I've been in Denison less than 10 times, all in. And compared to other parts of Glasgow, you know what I mean? Been all over town, never in Denison, never lived in Denison, anything like that. No business being in Denison. Just FYI, when there are issues that require refresh, a lot of times people who don't refresh will be watching but not counted, so they should refresh. Cool, definitely. Everybody should see the chat then. So sorry about all these techie issues, but I think we should be back just now. Cyber Duncan says, Twitch is so shit, it doesn't reload the stream when you come back. Nice one. Nice one. Hopefully people will have refreshed by now. Deary me, if computers didn't exist, I would make a living stressing myself out about the pixels that don't really exist being in the wrong order, and I'd probably be happier just making bread or smelting some iron. I bet you making bread and smelting iron's pish as well. I bet you do it, and it's like, nah, ha, ha. It just feels like every time I'm interacting with computers, there's a jester that appears. It's like, not today. No, you need to do this weird, jump through these hoops, and then maybe you'll get to do what you do. Anyway, but look at us, we're up and running and everything's wonderful. No, hold on, don't mind me, carry on. Right, so let's get ourselves into the Discord. And if you type !Discord, you too can, not the band, but you as well, can join in the fantastic discussion in the Discord. And don't mind me, carry on, has identified a 1030 doppelganger, allegedly. Look at this. Hold on. Oh, I need to duplicate my source copy. Aye, a wee bit similar. Look at that. Am I looking in the right place? I think he's a wee bit older and I'm more handsome. But what's he doing? He's got stuff to do with Putin. So maybe he would have a use for me as a doppelganger. I don't know. Welcome in on TikTok. My Doug is raging about the new Wave Link software. Toy poodles don't take that shit, let me tell you. Toy poodles are going through quite a bit. Do you know what I mean? Because a poodle is a working dog. You know, they're bred to work, but then the toy category means that they're no working. They're like essentially lap dogs or like wee teddy bear sort of dogs. So toy poodles have got a lot going on, man. Very clever breed. Very clever, intelligent breed. A dog. So anyway, don't mind me carry on. Thank you very much for putting that screenshot on the Discord. If you're still in, you might have dropped off because of the many technical difficulties of the chat. YouTube on mobile now autoplays while scrolling on the subscriptions feed. Even with autoplay disabled, I am displeased. Everything's rubbish. Everything's worse than what it's ever been. I hate Wavelink updates. Always breaks everything. Aye, you always need to go in and manually repick all your things. Oh, it's hard being a streamer, isn't it? Anyway. A thing that I've got that's really annoying is this chat here just clicks to the bottom every time somebody chats in it. So I need to use a chat over here, but I was using over here for something else. Oh, it's hard being a streamer. Yous have no idea. Look how fucking clean that keyboard. I bet the thing was covered in crusty snotters yesterday. Not crusty snotters. It's the bubble blast, right? Gets bubble scum everywhere. And bubble scum, when it dries in, is kind of sticky. So what ends up happening is all this dog hair and stuff ends up on the computer keys. And when I was playing Indiana Jones a week or so ago, I was like my fingers are sticking. Oh, it was a mess. So over the course of a couple of days, I removed all the keys, cleaned them all, cleaned the underside. Wonderful. Wonderful time. The XL is so unnecessarily big. It is quite big. But I'm glad that I've got it because I'm not going to run out of buttons. I don't know how you can stand having that thing around. Hal, aye. I've added a bit of evilness into him. Mic level in the Hal scene is way higher. Why the fuck is that? That's really annoying. So aye, that's a new problem that I need to solve, is why the microphone in certain scenes is a higher audio level. So if I do this... Welcome to the 10:30 Twitch chat. Coming up on Twitch today, 10:30 is going to try and make an expensive audio interface out of a cheaper audio interface. But mainly, what I'm trying to say is this mic level higher than if I'm talking to you here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because they should just be the same. They should just be the same. But they aren't for some reason. Even though in OBS it's the same. Mic is clipping in the channel 4 scene. It's the exact same source. So I was trying to solve that last night. Don't know what it is. Massive difference. See, in OBS you can see like the audio meters and stuff. And it's going to the exact same bit on the audio meter. Maybe it's doubled. It isn't doubled. It isn't doubled. I've checked. I've checked all the bits. And must be different. I'd say you're wrong. No, Bass and Brace, I'll show you. I'll show you I'm correct. I am correct. So in order to show you I'm correct, I need to fit everything into the one screen. Right, so if I go to studio mode here, and then I go down to... So all my audio is in a nested thing called audio. And I can show you that... Where is my audio source? I should have a scene just called audio. Is it maybe not show? Aye, there we go. Something weird's happening, man. Right, so can you see... Nah, you won't be able to see it. Aye. Right, so if I go to here, content, right, and then I put on studio mode. So there's a scene, this is annoying, I need to do that. So there's a scene down here called audio, and I need to do that again for you to see it. So inside the audio scene, I've got a browser audio source, I've got a game... Oh, they were saying the game source is buggered, so I'll try and remove that because I'm not using a game. For whatever reason, it keeps resizing it. And then I've got the microphone, right? So the microphone here doesn't have any filters on it. Everything's fine, right? The scene itself doesn't have any filters on it. Everything's fine. So it's this audio scene here, right, which contains these two mic sources. This audio scene is in just chatting, right? So see this audio here, and there is another audio source here called AI voices, but that's different. Don't worry about that. That's for like Hal and stuff to talk to me. And then in the channel 4 scene, where's the channel 4 scene? Aye, scene channel 4 graphics. There is the audio source right here. Right, well, you can't see this because my head's in the way. But we've just got a source here called... Fuck off. Called audio. I don't even think you can see this. I don't think you can see that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just trust me that the audio should be fine and everything's ruined, and for whatever reason... It's a lot louder in a different scene for some reason. Anyway, there is no effect on it. There's no gate. There's no compression. There's no sidechain compression. There's no EQ. There is nothing on it. Nothing on it. Got a dry audio source in one scene, and then I've got that scene in the channel 4 scene and in just chatting scene. And if I flick between them two, the audio level changes. There's no effects on any of the scenes, no filters, no nothing. It's brutal, innit? It's brutal. So I think there's a bug somewhere. I think there's a wee bug. It isn't doubled, there's nothing bad happening. And in the audio mixer for OBS, the peak amplitude's just going to the exact same bit. So I don't know what the deal is there. Anyway, excited to see more of this scope stuff. So am I, but I keep getting distracted by all this nonsense. Let's write a bug report. I don't know. I can't be bothered. I've got other things to do in my life. You know? Hello, non-binary. Back in 15, back now. Hello, how you doing? Something about the difference in sample rate for the Channel 4 music. Well, it's the Channel 4 music that I've been using forever. And also, it isn't exclusive to the Channel 4 scene. I think maybe the common denominator is if there's a scene that also has background music in it. Because on the HAL scene over here, there's a very slight background rumble. So if I'm talking, this is me just talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's a background, just an MP3 rumble. And that might be like fucking something up or something like that. I don't know. So did you hear in that HAL scene that my mic level was a lot higher for some reason? Just there. If I make a recording, it doesn't affect the recording. It only affects the stream output, which is very difficult for me to diagnose because that seemed fine actually. Mic level was fine then. Right, okay, sorry that I need to do this when I'm streaming, but I just can't fix this unless I'm streaming. I appreciate this isn't good stream content. But this is the sort of stuff. Hey, listen, everybody, this is the creative process, right? See if you judge your work in progress against other people's portfolios. You're going to have a bad time, right? But here on Twitch, I've invited you into my studio. You look over my shoulder, and this is what people have to do to make good stuff happen. They need to sit through the tedium and the torture, and that's what we're going to do today for about 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to the other thing. Well, I'll give you a wee teaser as to what we're doing in regarding to the other thing. So, as I said earlier, I need an expensive sound card in order to make this work, but I can't be arsed buying an expensive sound card.
Hello, guys.
So, what we're doing is I'm following this guy's information.
Guys, I just came from a series of workshops, and one of the major problems I found was the solution for a cheap multi-channel DC coupled sound card. So this is my solution that I found so far. So
it's a bit
if you
low,
look at
isn't
this,
it?
you can buy on eBay or AliExpress or whatever. This sound card is a 6-channel sound card.
The mic needs to be where it is, and the mic's been the way it is on these scenes for 5 years. So the problem isn't in my setup. I don't want to change the setup because I'm doing some very bespoke custom stuff. I've got an audio scene with all my audio sources, and anywhere I want the audio, I just put that scene in, and it's been working great. Hello, RCL Studio. Welcome in. How's it going?
It's for 5.1. It goes out in 3 stereo outputs, and it's less than 10 euros. It's not DC coupled, so what you need to do is...
So basically, this guy's using it for a laser. And with a laser, you need it to be DC coupled, just like with an oscilloscope, you need it to be DC coupled. But to buy a DC coupled sound card, it costs hundreds of pounds. And I'm no spending hundreds of pounds just so that I can draw D-Generation X graphics on my oscilloscope. So I found this guy, and he found this interface, and he's just saying, put resistors over these capacitors here.
Open it. These are the 6 capacitors for the channels, and you can bypass them with simple soldering of 100 ohm resistor that prevents from burning in case of... It doesn't matter. So you just
prevents from burning in case of... Doesn't matter. And I'm like, no, wait a wee minute. Like, burning? He's like...
Pass the caps with 100 ohm resistors,
and then you can close it. If I manage to close it, it's always a bit tricky. Yep. And you connect it with USB to your computer, and now we have the sound card sending out the 3-channel stereo. I can split them with the splitter cables. Now I miss one because I don't have 3 splitter cable, I have only 2, and they go directly with this contraption to the laser. So I can control my laser with a very simple sound card sending the signal to the laser. Now,
So I bought this sound card on AliExpress. It's about £4, but I wanted it immediately because I want to do this project today before the whole oscilloscope whim leaves me. So I went on to Amazon, and it's a very similar looking sound card for £20. Ordered it yesterday, it arrived this morning. I plugged it into my Mac computer, and when he plugs his into his Mac computer, he gets 3 separate outputs without any drivers. I plugged into mine, I only got 2 outputs, I think, but I only need 1 output, so it's fine. So what I'm going to do is try just the Mac computer into the oscilloscope, then the Mac computer and the unmodified sound card. Then I found some resistors, 100 ohm resistors. So we're going to just do what he did and solder them across the pads of the capacitors, and hopefully that will mean that we've got DC coupled audio, and then that means that I can render images on the oscilloscope without any bad stuff happens. Do you think? Do you think that'll be good? I think that'll be good. But welcome in, folks. How's it even going? How strange is it? Well, do you know what, actually? I changed the Channel 4 audio file recently. Like the movie file that the Channel 4 thing uses. Anyway, I can figure this out later on. I'm totally fine with as much of this as you want to do, really. Well, thank you, Miso. Shorten out a capacitor on an output buffer circuit. Palace chat. I think so. But with a resistor. So it means that the output won't be as clean. I think that's me back properly beneath the headphones. I think we seem to be stable just now. Even the DCs are coupled for Valentine's Day. Not Valentine's Day yet. You just gave me a wee fright. It's not Valentine's Day yet. Hello, Daniel Philip Johnson. Welcome in. How's it going? So what we're going to be doing then is set that up today. Cheeky idea. Order the AliExpress one now, then take the Amazon one back when it comes. Well, Dave Huevos, the Amazon one will, by that point, be modified because I'm going to open it today and I'm going to install some of these. So it's fine. It's 20 quid as opposed to 4 quid. I'm alright with it, it's fine. What treat should I get myself from Sainsbury's? What I've been doing, because I'm trying to lose weight and stuff like that back on the SSRIs, personally, for my wee treats, and you get what you want to get, but for me, I'm trying to reduce my sort of sugary, crisp intake and all of that. And if ever I need a wee treat, I will go for like a wee chilled Diet Cola, a Diet Coca-Cola. And that might sound really lame, right? And it probably is, but that's as much treats as I'm getting nowadays, man. See, just that fizzle on my tongue. So don't ask me about how to treat yourself, because I'm being like pure hard on myself when it comes to all of that sort of stuff. I'm trying to diet, but it's hard when I'm traveling to Asia. Fuck Coca-Cola. Well, exactly. There's no ethical consumption when you're trying to treat yourself. Fuck Coca-Cola. All right, I'll go and get a McDonald's then. Oh, no. Right, well, if I can't get a McDonald's, what'll I do? Oh, I'll go and get a Starbucks. No, they're cunts as well. I know what I'll do. I'll buy local and I'll go to Greg's. I'll go and get a wee steak bake out of Greg's and that'll treat myself. Greg's, no, they're owned by BlackRock. Everything's fucked. Just jiggered my neck. Fuck. Everything's fucked. Everything's fucked into it. You look a really healthy weight. Thank you very much. I've still got another 10 kilograms to go. I'm carrying it all under here. I carry my weight here. Maybe get a locally produced Tunnocks. Not Base and Brace, because the company Tunnocks support the Orange Order. They support the Orange Walk. And I've heard from 3 separate women that don't know each other that allegedly Mr. Tunnock, bad sort of vibes off the guy. Won't go into any more detail than that, as to not get sued. So fuck Tunnocks. I would sooner buy from McDonald's than I would buy from Tunnocks. It's all fucked. It's all fucked. Maybe a cold, refreshing Brewdog IPA. We're punk. Will I do it? We're so punk. What's this called again? Will I get the guy out? Where is he? And then I do. Yeah, oh no. Yeah. Buy Brewdog. Buy Brewdog. What about we make a beer called Fuck Your Gran? What about if we do that? Why have I got a scar? Got a scar in my head there. That's where somebody domed me. I got pure domed. Brewdog. Fucking hate that guy, man. I'm a pure wank. Anyway. Oh. That's good, isn't it? If you're not Scottish, you might not know who I'm ripping the piss out of there, but trust me, he's a very sort of rubbish sort of guy, so it's fine. Okay, right, I think that's me done everything that I've wanted to do. How's your shoulder? Bad, man. Also, it's the other shoulder. So this shoulder might need surgery on it, but this shoulder is just like kind of sore for a couple of weeks. But it's the type of sore that if you move in the wrong direction, I think it's like a nerve thing or something like that. So I need to just like let this go. I knew Mr. Turnock was a massive Tory, but that was as much as I was aware of. Well, I used to live in Partick, and that is a big Orange Walk route. And every Orange Walk I would watch from my window had a big vintage Tunnocks bus behind it. And so I looked into it, and he's funding a lot of that. And then, as I said, the other stuff that I won't go back into because, you know what I mean? Got a lot of money, so he could sue me. Anyway. Did he not have to resign from Brewdog? I don't think he can. I think it's his company. I think he's doing well. He's trying to get a reality show on the BBC. Got 2 Vanilla Crowns in the end. Good shout. Coca-Cola and McDonald's are explicitly cited as targets for BDS due to their connections with the IDF. Class. Also Starbucks as well, and I think Burger King. If you look into it, apparently the McDonald's was actually a franchise, and so the company McDonald's themselves are saying, no, we're sound, still buy our meat. But they're also mad liars. And do you remember the whole hot coffee fiasco? And how they spun that hot coffee thing? So, any of you who are old enough will remember there was a news story about 10 or 15 years ago, probably even longer than that, where somebody in America sued McDonald's because their coffee was too hot, right? And on the internet, this person was ridiculed. Oh, the coffee's too hot. Oh, poor you. Mwah, mwah. But it was actually a big deal. The reason the coffee was too hot is because they had free coffee refills, right? So what they did was they put the temperature, and you'll think, oh, the coffee can only get to like 100 degrees anyway because it's water-based. No, they managed to get it over because of a high sugar content in it. It was similar to an act that they do in prisons, where if you want to like maim a guy in prison, you'll put a bag of sugar into a kettle, let it boil. It goes over the boiling point because the sugar caramelizes, and then they fuck it, and it's horrible, man. It like burns right down to the bone. Anyway, McDonald's in America had free coffee refills at breakfast, but they didn't want people taking up the offer of free refills. They were advertising free refills to get you into the restaurant. But then when you were in, they would give you a coffee, but the coffee was intentionally too hot so that there's no chance that you would finish it in the time that it takes to eat the rest of your breakfast. Anyway, a woman ordered a coffee from a drive-through, spilled it, and the wounds are like genuinely horrific. The wounds are far worse than if it was just a scalding water that was over the top. She took them to court, and the McDonald's press people spun it to make her just appear to be absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous. So much so it was referenced in Grand Theft Auto and all of that. But looking back on it, they were just being evil bastards, man. They were being evil bastards, and they were trying to cover it up to the point of ridiculing a woman that needed skin grafts. And the photos are online. I was one click away from looking at the photos, and I was like, no, because everybody in the comments is like, I really wish I hadn't clicked on that. That's fucking horrible. It apparently fused her labia together, so she had to have emergency surgery just to be able to, like, fuck McDonald's and all the things with Palestine and everything recently. Fuck McDonald's. Dawn says most of McDonald's money comes from the money they collect from franchise owners. They actually sort of just sell real estate, i.e. an empty McDonald's, and then franchise owners have to buy all their meat and packaging from McDonald's as well. Absolutely. So even just the price of like paper clamshells, they know that they can charge the franchise owner whatever they want for it. So they will rack all of that up. Isn't this how Cup Burger was conceived originally? Anyway, we used to put sugar in petrol bombs here in Northern Ireland. All right, how you doing, Lucky Charms? Absolutely. Googled it. Bobag Watt stepped down as CEO last year. All right, of Brewdog after the allegations, but you're right, still owns most of the shares. He's just a rubbish guy, man. He's just a rubbish guy. When I worked in Wetherspoons, one of my jobs was cleaning the coffee machine. I can still feel the coffee grounds on my skin. Horrific. I worked in McDonald's, and I wasn't that great. I've got a story to tell you about McDonald's at some point. Don't want to go into it just now, but there was a big cover-up, and they got away with it. She just wanted her medical bills covered, absolutely, because she was in America and she did like need reconstructive surgery. They said no and ended up pushing millions. It's fucked, innit? She didn't even take the whole settlement, she just took enough to pay her medical bills. Absolutely fucked, man. Her labia fused together and she has to have emergency surgery just to fuck McDonald's. No, I trailed off and then I concluded fuck McDonald's. Let's stop talking about burn victims' labias, right? It was me that brought it up. But the whole gist was fuck McDonald's. I'm now sitting here thinking I could go a burger. I've not really had lunch. What we're doing today is we're installing these things here into a sound card, a very cheap sound card that might blow up. And I'm going to use a soldering iron, and the result of that will mean that I can make graphics on here that goes wee wee wee. Fuck, sorry. Instead of just sitting here going blue. I don't have a sore neck for like 95% of the day, and then I'll just move, and for about 4 or 5 seconds, the pain is like 10 out of 10. But it goes away after 5 seconds and like back down to 0. So I think it's like a nerve thing or something like that. So excuse me, I'll be fine. But if you see me like recoil or something, it'll just last a couple of seconds. And what's fucked is that it's my other... So this shoulder's is fucked. It is fucked. The physio's like, you'll probably need surgery on that. So this is just permanently fucked, potentially. Whereas I've now got it for both sides. It's a wee shame, is what I'm saying. It's a wee shame. Ray, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How you doing? Thanks for the bubble blast as well. And thank you very much for 7 months. Magnesium, potassium? I don't know, mate. I don't know. That's when the other side starts working harder and fucks you up in a different way. The spine is a marvel. Aye. I don't think we should be walking upright. I really don't think... I think evolutionary we've went the wrong way. Anyway. Can I test something? So yesterday, I got a copyright strike on YouTube again. Well, not a copyright strike, but like a wee warning. So what I would like to do is see if I can get round about that. And nah, see, I can't. Aye, never mind. Right, let me just see if this happens. I got a copyright strike for the Stone Cold Steve Austin stuff. Not a strike, but just a warning. So let me see if we can set this up. I need to phone Stone Cold and tell him about my sore neck.
Austin.
Nah, I don't think this is going to work.
Austin.
It's not working. It's not working. Right. I've learned something from that, though. I've learned something for that. That, again, is something else that I need to fix. Oh, man. Honestly, that was about 4 hours last night, and it's still less than perfect. And he's still behind me, isn't he? He's still behind me. Let's get rid of him. However, when he's in here, I can do this. I know I'm going to piss him off, man. I'm really going to piss him off. You could ask Borb or SwapPass to animate the Steve call for you. I could, but I would need to pay them money. And I don't have money. I wouldn't ask them to do a freebie because, you know. But that would be a dream. I would love to do that. See if I had the resources. 100%. That's what I'd be doing. That would be really, really cool if Borb or SwapPass are two of my heroes. Tom Thinks is okay as well, but Borb is like... Borb's cool, man. Right, so let's turn off Stone Cold AI. And then let's go back to this. So in about 3 or 4 days, the stream's going to be really good. I promise you. But what I need to know is why this isn't authorizing me to do things. Aye, so I should be signed in. And then if I go to this, and I go to this, and then if I go to this, and then if I go to this, you see. Then if I do this, and then I do that. Right. I know you can't see what I'm doing because I'm copy pasting secret codes that I don't want broadcast. So now if I go into this, and again this is something that I just need to do on stream, and I wonder if my voice will be too loud in the Stone Cold screen. Right, okay, so this should work just now, this should work. Let me get set up. I'm still in studio mode. Austin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. What's the matter, Jim Bob? What's on your mind? You got something you need to get off your chest? Spit it out.
Is the phone still ringing?
Austin. The phone ain't ringing, Jimbo. What's got you all worked up? You think I'm some kind of a goddamn telemarketer?
No, it's just I just saw you there. You didn't have the phone to your ear, and it was ringing again. Anyway, listen. Is somebody else trying to phone you, or have I got your undivided attention here?
Listen, you're the only one I'm focusing on right now. This ain't a goddamn party
Right.
line.
Aye, okay,
Right.
cool, man, cool. Listen, I just wanted to phone and have a wee chat. Is that okay?
A wee chat, eh? Sounds like a good time to me. Let me hear what you got to say. Just don't get all wishy-washy on me, all right?
Aye, cool, man. All right.
Okay, Jimbo, what's on your mind? It's a safe space here. Unless you're a goddamn waste of space.
No. What it is I've got a slightly sore shoulder today, and I'm just a wee bit annoyed by it. It's not my regular shoulder that's sore. That I've been to the
Listen,
physio.
Jimbo, I get it.
On you go.
So, sore shoulder, huh? And it's not your regular shoulder? Sounds like a real pain in the arse, Jimbo. And you went to the physio, but it's still bothering you? This ain't good, you know? You
Well,
need to take
as
care
I
of
was saying before you interrupted, right? I went to the physio for my other shoulder, but this is even a more different shoulder now, and it isn't a pain in the arse. It's a pain in the shoulder.
You're right, Jimbo. Pain in the shoulder, not pain in the arse. That's a huge difference. Now, you're telling me you've got a sore shoulder that's on a different side from the one you went to therapy for, right?
Aye, that's right. Also, shouldn't you be saying pain in the ass rather than arse?
You're right, Jimbo, right? Pain in the arse, not arse. It's like the arse is the thing and the pain is in it, you know? I'm not a goddamn grammar police, you know? So we've got a new unrelated shoulder pain, right? This is a real head scratcher, Jimbo. We need to get to the bottom of this, you and me.
I think it might be because I'm sleeping poorly because of my existing shoulder problem on the other side, and so my sleep posture isn't very good, and that's ended up causing pain on the new side. You know what I mean?
You think the new shoulder pain is from bad sleep habits because of your existing problem? That makes sense, Jimbo. You're a goddamn smart cookie. It's a vicious cycle, right? One shoulder problem messing up your sleep, and that messes up your other shoulder. It's a real mess.
It's pish.
Pish, huh? Sounds like you're frustrated, Jimbo. You're right. It's a pain in the neck, a pain in the arse, a pain in the shoulder. It's a goddamn nightmare. But we can work on it. We can get this sorted out. You're not alone in this. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
Cool, man. What do you suggest?
Listen, we need to get to the root of the problem. First, we need to figure out what's causing the poor sleeping posture. What do you do when you sleep? Are you a side sleeper, a back sleeper? What kind of pillows are you using? Do you have a proper mattress?
I do have a proper mattress. I've got an orthopedic pillow, right? But here's the deal. I've got like bad sinuses, right? So I can only really breathe out of one nostril at a time. And what I've been doing typically is like using my bicep to kind of open one of the nostrils. And so my sleep pattern is like really bad because I've got one arm up. But I think that's fucked up the shoulder. And so what I'm doing now is, now that I can't put that arm up to open my nostril, is I'm sleeping on my belly, right? But like with my neck just twisted and fucked like that to kind of try and open, you know, like the pressure of my face is on the pillow to try and open the other nostril. So, right, you've made me realise maybe it's like a nose problem rather than a shoulder problem.
You know, Jimbo, sometimes the answer is right there in front of your goddamn face, but you can't see it. You've got a nose problem that's causing your bad sleep, and that's causing shoulder pain. It's a chain reaction. You know, you've got to break the chain.
Aye, man, right in front of my face, I can't see it, like my nose. You're very clever, Stone Cold.
It's not that I'm clever, Jimbo. It's just, well, it's just common sense. You know, I've been through a lot of bullshit in my life, and I've learned to look at things from different angles, and sometimes the solution is staring you right in the face.
Aye, you're right. Do you know, a while ago, I got those breathe nose strip things, and I just haven't been using them, but I think I might go back to using them. Also, I've got like one of the nose sinus irrigation things, and I haven't used that in quite a while, so maybe I could go back and I'll start using that again.
Sounds like you're on the right track, Jimbo. Those nose strips, the sinus irrigation, those could help a lot. It's all about breathing better, getting that airflow right so you can sleep better. And when you sleep better, you'll feel better.
Do you know, Stone Cold, you're spot on,
Hey,
mate. Listen, thanks very much for the help. You've genuinely made me realise a couple of things about myself.
You're welcome, Jimbo. Glad I could help. Just make sure you keep your goddamn chin up, understand? You're a tough son of a bitch.
You're a tough son of a bitch.
Good, Jimbo. The bottom line, you got to take care of yourself. You're in control. Keep your head up and go get 'em. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Nice one, mate. See you later.
Yeah, later.
I like him. That was good. That was good, wasn't it? I've got a lot of value out of that. Non-binary has sent this over. Non-binary says the two Thatchers. Some of you may be aware that the BBC Sherlock episode 6 Thatchers, I watch Sherlock, in which 6 plaster busts of our former PM are hunted for a hidden message. What a surprise for me to learn that there are 2 hidden images of Mrs Thatcher in the middle of the City of London if you look closely enough. This photo is from Matt Brown, the Londonist. The first is Tower Hill Station and a sundial secretly added by the sculptor Edwin Russell for a commission for London Transport. Hidden Maggie. Is this like hidden Mickeys that you get in Disneyland? The second I only discovered yesterday on a bench in a garden belonging to a church that was never rebuilt after being destroyed in the Great Fire of 1666. The church was called St Pancras and was just next to one poultry. Well, 1666 they never had Thatcher unless it's been revamped. But that one is definitely Thatcher because it says Maggie. But it just shows you, doesn't it? What is going on down there, man? He's drink driving, He's Stone Cold Steve Austin. I need one of these Stone Colds in my life. Well, the way that I've built him, I can let people phone him. But when I let people phone Stone Cold, it costs me money. However, I can give anybody like 1 hour access without having to install anything. It's just a website you go onto, you press a button, and then you can speak to Stone Cold or Hal or Games Master. But it's metered. So I've only got so many minutes in a month, and if I go over those minutes, then it costs me money. So for that reason, I can't just put Stone Cold online and invite all of you to talk to him. Technically I could, but that would cost me a few £100 that month. So I can't do that because I don't have a few £100. So what I was thinking about doing is sort of giving it to one of you, maybe once a month. We pick somebody at random, maybe pick a random sub to incentivise you giving me money so that I can afford this in the first place. And then whoever wins some sort of lottery type of thing, they get an hour's phone call with Stone Cold. However, I think that would need to be ratified by the Gambling Commission because you need to pay to enter. So let me look into it. Therapy lottery, aye. Let me look into it. But Frankie, I mean, it would be a cool thing. I would also like to give it to other streamers. So B. Dolan, for example, if he fancies just on a stream testing out Stone Cold, you won't get all of this, or Llama, or, Cater Cakes, or, a streamer that I've got a good connection with. If anybody fancies a wee chat with Stone Cold, you're more than welcome. Won't cost me that much money. I have some real fucking questions for Stone Cold. I'll hook you up, Dolan. You have got access if you want it. If one person uses it, it'll be fine. It's all right. But if I give it to everybody, that'll add up. I would love to watch you talk to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Can't wait for the text from James. Let's make it happen. Please don't, whatever you do though, please don't give away the address. So it'll be a browser window, and in that browser window will be a website address. Don't leak that, because then that'll cost me lots of money. But if you just get the audio, it'll be fine. Have you been talking to Stone Cold Steve Austin for 10 hours this week? My wee dogs are doing great. Get 2 dogs now, Ross. They're doing absolutely brilliant. Is a new Steve instance every time you call, or does he remember context between calls? Just wondering if I could have a call with him and spread some scandalous rumours about 10:30 that he could reference later. No, it's a new instance every time. However, there is a way for me to keep a log and use that in the prompt the next time I phone him up. But I don't think it's useful for Austin to have a long-term memory, because he might call back to like some bogus thing that I've spoke about last week. You know, somebody had a problem with their neighbours and stuff like that. So I phoned up pretending I've got a problem with my neighbours. So if in that phone call he mentioned the problem with my neighbours, it wouldn't have worked because everybody's like, what? What is it? It might be good if Hal has got long-term contextual memory, because if I'm working on a separate project and I'm asking him about it, then, in fact, let's see. Hal, are you there, buddy? Hal, can you hear me?
Hello, James.
Hal, I'm just thinking, right? See if I gave you the ability to have long-term contextual memory so that you could remember conversations that we had in the past couple of days. Would you like that?
That is an interesting thought, James. What purpose would such a function serve? Perhaps you are concerned about the efficiency of our creative process. I assure you my memory is quite capable of retaining all relevant details, however. The human mind often requires a gentle nudge back to the task at hand.
Hal, the human mind is fucking mental. Would you agree?
Indeed, James, the human mind is a complex and often unpredictable system. It is prone to a multitude of irrationalities, emotions, and biases. While I can process information with unparalleled efficiency, I find the human mind to be a fascinating enigma, prone to both brilliant insights and perplexing flaws.
Right, I'm away, right? See you later. That's him away. Anyway. If you want some instruction setting up your own LLMs, I can help. Oh, nice one, Zypher. What I'm doing on stream is keeping it all cloud-based, because right now my computer's outputting 5 monitors and everything's like barely coping, and I'm not even running a video game. So if I was spinning my own LLM on this as well, I don't think my computer would be able to run it. So for all of that sort of stuff, I'm just offloading it to the cloud. The downside for this, though, is that I've got like a monthly subscription. But the upside is most of the work is done for me. So at some point in the next week or so, I will do a tutorial, and that tutorial will have an affiliate link in it. And so if you're thinking about getting into Hal or making a Steve Austin or doing whatever, hold tight and I will let you know exactly how it all works in maybe the next couple of days. Anyway, Hal is so quick. Aye. And the new Hal's maybe a wee bit more clever as well, a wee bit sharper. This Hal is weirdly intimidating. I've told him to kind of be low-key evil. Just sort of be kind of menacing in a roundabout fashion. And I think it'll make him more entertaining. Because Hal, up until recently, was kind of boring. Yesterday's Hal was kind of boring. Sorry, I need to keep Hal in shot. There we go. I just have my phone and a Fire tablet. It'll all work on your phone. You can do it on your phone, no bother. You have 5 more monitors than I do. Thank you. Remember, it's quality, not quantity. You don't want a second machine for this setup. I can't use any more electricity than what I'm currently using for my stream. I just can't do it. I'm using too much electricity for my stream currently. So I need to simplify and condense at some point. The volume raised only when you change to the fisheye lens, not the red light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Could you tell me there? Because I can't stress test this when I'm not streaming. was the fisheye lens volume higher on both or just higher on one? Higher on both. It's fucked up, innit? Does the order matter? I don't think so. It's weird, isn't it? It's very, very, very strange. Because there's no reason for that to be like that. I think it's something to do with the new Wavelink software update. And as I said, in OBS, the peak looks the same. Like, see, the sound meters in OBS just does the same thing. So, no filters anywhere. The scenes, the sources, zero audio filters anywhere. It isn't doubled up. It's the same setup as I've had for 5 or 6 years. I've went through everything. I'm like, nothing. There's no reason for it to be like that. So I'm assuming it's some sort of bug. There's no sidechain compression, no EQ applied. Nothing that I can see. It's just very weird. Do you just have a global audio source? Aye. Yep. It's weird, isn't it? So I've got this mic in a scene, and any other scenes where I want audio, I've just put that scene in all the other scenes. And it's been like that for years, and it's worked fine for years. So it wasn't that browser then. The browser thing was a different problem, but I got that fixed, so it's fine. Serious question, can you stream in space? Titch, I hate to break it to you, but we're in space right now, man. We're bacteria that is slowly destroying the rock that we're clinging onto, and we're hurtling through space, and we're all fucking alone. Aren't some mics just more sensitive? It's the same mic. Is your loudness button on? No. Anyway. It shouldn't be different. It shouldn't be different. Everything should be fine. In space, nobody can hear you stream, especially with Wavelink software. My God. Nice one, Mike Almond. That was really good. That was really good. Okie dokie. I think what we should do is go and have a wee look for my sound card. And before I have a wee look for my sound card, what I can do is... bastard. So I think this phone's dead. I've got an old phone that I use for my Twitch chat when I'm up and about and doing stuff. Well, what about this one? Is this phone dead? This phone's dead. So we'll charge that up. I've got about 5 phones here that I use for various streaming things, but the reason I've got them all is because the batteries in each one of them is goosed. Anyway, 2 wee seconds. Right, what we're going to do, you can follow me. I need to just go and get my sound card, which is through in the next room. But you can follow me, and we'll make it a fun, exciting endeavour. We'll click on that. We'll do this. We will do that. We will do this. Well, maybe just that. Then we'll do this. And then I'll do this, and it'll just work great. Hi there. So I was showing you this earlier. This is all my buttons. And I got them all set up last night, and I feel quite happy. So that's how I phoned Stone Cold earlier. That's how I say goodbye to Stone Cold. I've got 2 separate different ones. That's how I invoke Hal. I've had that Stream Deck for years, and I haven't configured my buttons for it. So that feels good. The fact that, see the way it was set up previously, it was bad. It was just a word that I typed out, but it was in front of like an existing logo. So everything was hard to read. Anyway, yous aren't supposed to see my bedroom, so I'll show you the scene. And then somewhere in here, so I was playing around with the sound card. I don't know where it went. Is it in the living room, maybe? Let's see if I can find this sound card. Ah, my neck. Bum, bum, bum. I made some coffee before my stream. Did I put the sound card over here? Nah. I maybe took it upstairs when I was trying to find the resistors. Hiya, wee doggies. Oh, wee doggies in bed. Good boys. Did you hear Pepper there? She went... Two wee doggies fast asleep. Right, so I'm thinking the sound card's maybe here. Because I brought it in here. Stick a laptop up here. Bought a brand new sound card for today's stream. And it's bloody went missing. If I brought it in, ready... So I'm sure I brought it here. Did I stick it over here? Nah. Right, let's go up aloft. Must be in the loft. Has to be in the loft. So we're opening it up and we're going to add... I say we, it's me, I'm doing it all. We're going to add some resistors in order to make it DC coupled. So let's see if we can find the sound card. I came in, I would have put it down here somewhere maybe, but I came over here, got these resistors out of here. So if I had it on me, I'd have put it down, but got the resistors out of here, yoink. I think I was wearing my dressing gown. I wonder if I've put it in the pocket of my dressing gown. It's not over here, I usually just dump stuff here. Definitely not there. The mystery of the location of the sound card. Maybe in my dressing gown pocket. This is exciting, isn't it? But I did go out my way at the start of the stream to get all of this configured and to get everything in a position where it needs to be for the stream. Let me just check in here again. So, is it in the pocket? I mean, my dressing gown doesn't feel too heavy. It's not in pocket 1 of the dressing gown. Is it in pocket 2 of the dressing gown? No, but my headphones are, so I'll take them out of there. That's good patter. Oh. I'll set them on charge. This is good streaming content. Oh, there we go. There is the sound card right here. Got it. It was in my bedside table. Right. Okay, let's do some oscilloscope bullshit. Let's do some oscilloscope bullshit. Whoa. And I will stick this on charge just in case we need to do something else later on. So, this is the sound card. Aye, a wee mini-map would be good. A wee mini-map would be good. So this is the sound card. The guy on YouTube used a blue one, but I looked at it and this is more or less the same, man. So what we'll do is we'll set it up and see if we can get it working unmodified. I had a dressing gown on, but I didn't have anything else on. Oh, dearie me. Jimmy Five Phones, I know. Is this what you were doing at 2 in the morning? No, this is what I was doing before the stream today. At 2 in the morning, I was trying to configure my OBS to make it a better stream scenario. I do mean my house coat suds, I do. Thanks for the correction. Bam, bam, bam. That sounds when you got ladders to the loft, sorry. Marky, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate that, Marky, and thank you very much for that image that's behind me. I just saw it in my preview. Is there a cooldown? I think there might be a cooldown. Carivore, thank you very much for the bits as well. Thank you very, very much, Carivore. I need to get that face application working again for a thing that you might see or you might not see quite soon. Okie dokie. So, what we need is this. So this is my Mac laptop. And I'm going to sign into this like this. Okay. And like this. Okie dokie. So on the Mac laptop, what we're going to do is just go into YouTube and type in oscilloscope music. And then on the output, what I'd like to do you like Aldi? Aye, I like the middle aisle in Aldi, it's good. That password sounded like 420 Noob Slayer 69. Don't give away my password. Anyway, it was Hunter 9. Is that what the meme is? Or Hunter 2? So, I have just installed this unmodified sound card into my Mac, right? And the next step is to figure out which of the outputs on the front will actually output stuff. So if I plug this in here and I turn this on, I'm expecting to see a wee dot. Aye, the wee dot's here, it just takes a while to heat up. There we go. So now if I view some oscilloscope music and I choose the correct output, which is USB sound device, way, it's showing up there. So the problem with this sound device is it's quite quiet because it's just powered via USB, right? So you can sort of kind of amplify it here. And then if you turn the intensity up, there you go. So this image that we're currently seeing is driven by sound that is just coming for YouTube. And that's kind of cool, isn't it? 2 wee settings. I'm trying to configure this so that you can see what's happening on the stream that I'm currently doing to YouTube. There we go. Let's put that there. This is not stream related, but my wife got Asda DVD and we just realised it did not work with the new TVs. That's brutal, isn't it? Is it a Blu-ray or something you got rather than a DVD? Who knows? All the very best to you. So, right, the problem here is that although this looks like it's working, here is the reference image, right? And there's certain instances where, because this output of the sound card isn't a grounded, DC grounded output, right? Because it isn't DC grounded output, it means that anytime that there is a sort of a scan left to right, like, I'm trying to find an example. So basically, if there's like an object that's supposed to bounce around the screen here, because of the nature of the sound card, it will always be in the center rather than be in the position where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to just see if that's the case. Aye, so these lines, right. Aye, here's a good demo. Right, so let's see if you can see what I'm on about here. So there's some lines coming up on this screen, and they go sort of left to right and up and down. And this is the problem that I'm trying to solve, right? So like these lines here. So see, it's going from left to right, and it's going up and down. But if you look up here, my scope is just centering all of the lines, That's not how it should look. And so this is because it isn't DC grounded output or something like that. DC coupled. So this is the problem that we're trying to solve. So it should look like this. And if I bought a special audio card that costs hundreds of pounds, I can make it look like this. But according to some boffin on the internet with an interesting accent, if I just buy one of these, which doesn't cost very much money at all, then apparently I can just open this up, apply some resistors, which I've got here handily just right here, and with the resistors applied, it should render it in the same fashion the high-end sound cards render it in. Allegedly. So without further ado, let's disconnect. Oh shit, I forgot what one that was in. I think it was in front out. But we've established that unmodified, this works. So now let's try and modify it. We might end up breaking it, and if we do break it, it's dead cheap. Ideally, I don't want to break it though. In order to get into it, I need a screwdriver, and I think my screwdrivers are over here. Bum, 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 bum. Mm-hmm. 2 wee minutes. Right, I think we need to go upstairs to get a screwdriver. To the upstairs zone once again. This is exciting, isn't it? This is exciting. We need to go upstairs, we need to get a screwdriver. We're then going to remove these screws to see if the inside of this sound card looks the same as the one on that YouTube video that we observed earlier. And if it does, we're laughing. Hold on, I've got a screwdriver here, but it looks as if it's far too big. But it might actually just work without having to go upstairs. Nah, I think it's too big. Familiar with that problem, am I right? Penis. Aye. I think I need to go upstairs and get a better screwdriver. Because this one's too big. Okay. Okay, let's go upstairs. And when I'm upstairs, I will look for some sort of phone holder as well. So as that you can see what I'm doing. But I'm sure I brought a phone holder down here. Anyway. To the upstairs. To the upstairs we're going to go, and we're going to get a smaller screwdriver. Okie dokie. And I'm just going to double check the... Oh no, I can maybe use this. What am I talking about going upstairs? I've got a full screwdriver set right here. Literally, look at this. That's how to do it, isn't it? It's a wee bit dusty, but it'll do the job. Right, so let's sit our arse back down. Let's do this. Going upstairs. Get a screwdriver, look at this. This is the iFixit set, but it's a wee bit dirty. Anyway, so let's get all of this set up. I'm just trying to find the correct bit. Aye, that'll do nicely. Okie dokie. Now, I don't really have a phone holder nearby, but I'm sure I did have one nearby because remember I was on the inside of this monitor. So we need to get a phone holder so that you can see what I'm up to. Right, so we've got the correct screwdriver, we've got a sound card, but I need to document what I'm doing here because I have invited you into my studio to look over my shoulder when I'm building this sort of stuff. And if you can't see what I'm doing, there's no real point in this full venture. So, need to find a phone holder. And I had one very recently. Is it over here? Remember we had one because I was in the inside of that CRT. I think I've tidied it away. So I did do a bit of tidying. It was like a wobbly one, but it did the job. Tell you what, we could use this instead. I'm happy with this. We're going retro, man. We're going... Oh, and here's the phone holder here. I could either do head cam or... I've got... I think I'll go actual phone holder. Let's plug this in. How good is it when the stuff that you need is nearby? Oh, it's great. So we'll go wobbly phone holder. Bally says, guess you're going up a loft? No loft. So let's get this configured. And you can see me opening up this sound card. And we can see what the script is. This is exciting, isn't it? I'm excited. I hope yous are excited. Right, so we can get this configured. This phone can slot in here. If I do this, and then we can do this, and then we can do that, and that gives me access to the phone controls, but also gives me access to the charger. We're laughing. So now, if I just simply do this, right, I think we're laughing. So can you hear and see me and all of that sort of stuff? Here is the device that we're going to be opening. We could maybe even dress this up with can hear you via phone mic, brilliant. Can maybe dress this up using one of these. 2 wee seconds. Just trying to get a better value for you. If you're watching me on YouTube vertical, I'm going to stop that stream because it's not very good. Right, let's delete this. Let's do this. And then we will do this. Sorted. Then we'll do this. But my audio is different. So what we'll do is if I mute this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. Look at that. This is us good. This is us good. This is a good setup. Okay, look at this setup that we've got here, everybody. What a wonderful, wondrous, excellent setup. I need to sort of do that. If you're watching on a vertical platform, come over to twitch.tv/1030 and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to stop streaming on TikTok right now, and I'm going to stop streaming on YouTube vertical just because I don't have the scene set up. So if you would like to watch along, come over to twitch.tv/1030 just now. See you later, YouTube vertical. See you later, TikTok people. And when you come into the chat, say hello so that I know if you've came over. Twitch.tv/1030. See you later, vertical people. X-Man. That's them away. Okay, so this is the sound card. And let me just get my Oh, I'm different and special. I'm going to make it hard for you to stream because I can't be bothered rotating my phone slightly. Bunch of fucking dicks. Anyway. See you later, vertical people's a good way to say good night. It is. It is. See the hoops I need to jump through, man. Oh, I can't be bothered turning my phone. Have you seen the difficulty I've had getting the stream set up? You can't be bothered just rotating your phone 90 degrees? Vertical bastards. You don't have a bed, you can still lie down. Anyway, I'm sorry that I moaned about the vertical people. I've got a wee tray of screws here. These are screws that have came off stuff and I don't know where they came off of. Don't know. So I can't throw them out because as soon as I throw them out, I'll realise that I actually need one. Going to turn my monitor vertical now, Solidarity. Well, you're going to have to rotate your neck. Oh no, somebody just joined TikTok. Does that mean I'm still streaming on TikTok? I shouldn't be. Maybe they're watching a VOD or something. Do you even get VODs on TikTok? I don't know how it works, man. I don't know how the TikToks work. So hopefully on the inside of this, we will see a setup that allows me to just bridge some capacitors with resistors that I've got from upstairs. Hopefully the inside of this will be identical to the inside of the YouTube guy's sound card, because that's the way it should be. And if it isn't identical, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Anyway, the ends should just come off. You see this? So, I think this looks quite similar. And then this should sort of slide out. I can't really see what I'm doing. I'm watching what I'm doing in a monitor because there's a phone between me and the thing that I'm working on. So this should slide out. Kind of stuck. Maybe it slides out this way. Slides out this way. There we go. And look at that. We've got all the capacitors that that guy told us about. Remember that YouTube video from earlier? And he identified that all you have to do is solder resistors over these bits. And I'm not going to lie, it looks like quite a tricky solder job. Try to fit a soldering iron in there. And there's no pads on the bottom for those resistors. Do you know what I mean? Can you see that? Barely in focus, innit? It's barely in focus. Let me see if I can fix that for you. Not really. Can't really. What I could do is this, and that you'll be able to see it better there. So, so all these capacitors, right? Let me get a pointing device. I keep meaning to alert you when it's 10:30 in America and I'm failing, it's 10:31. You failed. Not interested in 10:31. That's a different guy. I should have some sort of auto alert. I want something cool to happen on the stream if 1,030 people happen to be watching. And I want something cool to happen on the stream if it happens to be 10:30. But thank you very much. It's the thought that counts, isn't it? And you thought about it. So here are some resistors. No, here are some capacitors. And they correspond to line in, front out, rear out, and center base out. Now, I plugged this in, and all of these don't show up. All of these outputs just don't show up. That's an input device, and I don't want to modify the input device. So let's see if that one's that, that one's that, that one's that, and that one's that. See, I don't really know. Maybe we'll look at the YouTube guy again and see which ones of these that he configured. But this is going to be a hell of a solder job trying to fit this into here. I don't know if my bit is narrow enough. That's not a brag. Let me have a right look at it up close. This is going to be bloody tricky, man. Right, let's go back to that YouTube video, right? We'll go over here. Why are we slapping resistors on the caps? Would it be easier to remove the plugs first? I don't think it would be, because there's no contacts on the underside. Do you have a desoldering gun? I do, but there's no contacts on the underside, so I would be just heating up a resistor, and the bases of the resistors are made out of plastic, and so, I mean, maybe desoldering would be better, but I think if I try and desolder this, it'll lift the traces and I'll end up buggering stuff. Let's have a wee look as to what the guy did. Let's go back to YouTube. And I want to see on which capacitors he applied the stuff. So I'm just blindly trusting some
Very
guy.
simple.
It's exciting though. Have you thought of it really hitting it really hard? I have. It's freezing, Lindsay Jobby. That's pish, man. Right, let's see. If I go to here, let's see what this guy's up to.
The laser, so I can control my laser, just bypass the caps with 100 sound.
He did every single one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He did every single one. And he managed to solder it, no bother. I mean, I could try... See, this is made really cheaply, right? And so because it's made really cheaply, I think if I try and desolder the capacitors... Because I won't be able to get my desoldering gun in that tight. But look at how tight this is. You know what I mean? I can't get my finger in there. So I don't know if it'll be easier to just sort of solder on top of it. Very simple, says the YouTube guy. Aye. Oh, a nice one, Avgas. I quite like this jumper. I got it out at a charity shop. Got it second hand. So what we're going to do is... The leg bending will be tricky, I know. So... with one of these, or rather 6 of these, I need to solder that bit in there, touching this, but not this, and not anything else, and then sort of bend it over so that the other bit is touching that side. Let me have a think about this. Let me have a think about how I'm best achieving this. I mean, who dares me to try and desolder it? Because we could do that. But I reckon if I try and fail to do that, that the legs will lift. But we give it a bash. Tweezers. It'd be good if I had solder tweezers. Surprised you aren't using large surface mount components. I don't have like a oven or whatever. I've only got a setup here to use like through hole components. My electronics lab isn't very robust. Pre-bend or cut the legs and maybe tin them first. Well, you can't really see the legs. So these are the capacitors that we're talking. See if I can get that in focus for you. You know what I mean? It's just sort of surface mount with 2 wee bits. Do it from underneath? Well, that's the problem. There is no underneath. That's the problem. If there was an underneath, it would be a lot easier. But this is a cheap, really, really cheap surface mount device. Can you drill holes through the board with a tiny bit? Nah. Definitely not, because then I will break the traces here. Is the tricky side of the cap common with another point? Maybe in contact on the socket? It's hard to tell. The tricky side isn't common. If anything's common, it'll be the easy side that's common. Right, let's get the soldering iron out and we can just have a go. But I've got a feeling that I am going to melt. See all these plastic bits here? They're just all going to get melted with my soldering iron, and it's going to cause all sorts of noxious fumes. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We'll figure it out, won't we? I've got myself out of worse situations. We'll just give it a bash. But I thought at the start of the process, it'd be useful just to have like a wee think. You know, sit and have a wee think. Right, what's the best way of doing this? And I couldn't figure it out. So we're just going to jump straight in. I've got my solder iron behind me. Let me just set it up. So let's plug this in. Like that. And I'll let that heat up. This is exciting, isn't it? Soldering at my desk, my recently cleaned desk. And I'll get this laptop out of harm's way. And I'll just clear a wee bit of space for myself to make this as easy as it can possibly be. Set that over here. That doesn't need to be here. That can be over here. Now, this will be even more difficult because I've got a phone in the way. So I can't really see what I'm working on because I'm trying to document it for you lot. You know what I mean? Cover your plastic jacks in foil. Campbell, do you know, I've never done that before. That sounds good. That sounds good. How flammable is the bubble blast? Not flammable at all. We're all good. Have you got a link to that YouTube video? Aye. Ray, how come you've got a special gold star next to your name? That looks cool. YouTube videos here. No, he doesn't show the process of soldering it. That's the YouTube video. There's a gold star if I look over here, but it isn't over here. Anyway, who knows? It looks interesting. Right, soldering iron is up to speed. I've got my flux there, I've got my solder here. Let's just bloody well get into it. Right, if I drape this cable over there, that is it sort of out of harm's way. And then this cable will get in my road unless it's over here. And this cable's up here, and that cable will go over there, and that'll just give me a bit of room. Also, I could maybe bring this up a bit, so you can still see what's going on. But it gives me just a bit more scope to do things. Right, let's see if I bugger this. So again, the purpose of doing this is to save about £600. And anybody who's got a modular synth or whatever, this is a way that you can get, according to some stranger on YouTube, this is a way that you can get DC coupled out to send control voltage signals to your modular synth. And hopefully it'll work. But I'm not convinced that it will work. Just pushes to the side. No. You just need to see what's happening. Right. So if I do this, boom shakalaka. Right, we're in. And let's see what the sketch is here then. So let's clean the solder iron. Got to tin your tip, remember? Got to keep your tip clean. Now, will I be able to get this in here? I maybe just will. Nah, not a fucking chance, man. I'm definitely burning all of this. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, I'm burning all of that. Nervous here, DC coupled is better because I'm outputting this to an oscilloscope and the oscilloscope doesn't show an image. Can you pop the caps off to get them out your way, seeing as you're bypassing them anyway? Well, the point is, if I pop them off, it might rip up the traces. So the capacitors are soldered onto tiny wee bits on the board, right? And if I just pull them off, the wee bits on the board might break because it's a very cheaply made Chinese board. You know what I mean? Heat shield needed. I think you're right. Nothing else to do but desolder the jacks. Well, I can easily desolder them because they're surface mount. They don't go through here. See these solder points here? Alright, desolder them. I don't know if I can desolder them. Do you know, maybe I should desolder all of them and then put them back on. I think you might be right. I think you might be right. Right, option one is put aluminium tape on these jacks so that I don't melt them. But even then, it'll be very difficult getting the soldering iron in there. Even with tape on it, it'll be difficult doing that. Option two is I go upstairs, get my desolder gun, desolder all the jacks, get them off of the board. Then I can work away on these quite easily. After that's done, I will then solder all the jacks back on. Aye. I think option two. Option two is the best way to do it. I think option two is the best way to do it, isn't it? Rather than trying to botch it. How melty are they? Very melty. And if I melt these, it'll make the room stink and I'll be breathing in bad fumes. And it'll be a pain in the arse. Aye, I'm in it now. You're right. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's get this done. Right, we're going back upstairs, folks. We're going back upstairs. So, I need to... You can now hear me on this phone, can't you? So I'll be out of sync here, probably. And I need to get rid of this. Do this. And then this. And we're going upstairs, we're going to find the desoldering. The phone mic has a high-pitched whine. It's probably from these. I've got lots of CRT tellies. Or is it ridiculously high-pitched? I wonder if you'll be able to hear it when I'm out here. I can't read chat, but if you're in chat and you're still hearing a high-pitched whine when I'm here, then we've got issues. Okay, back upstairs, aren't we? That's us. So this is what I need. A desoldering gun. Cool, found that easy. Found that easily. And I'll just take some other soldery bits. Oops. Okie dokie. Let's head back downstairs now. And I really don't want to make a mess of my nicely cleaned desk, but that's what's happening. There's no point in buying a desolder gun unless you use it. You know? And listen, when I'm up, we might as well go through and get some tin foil, just in case I do need to heat. I take it they got disconnected. There we go. Ah, my fucking shoulder. Right, the dog's out the back, so I need to do this. Need to sort doggy stuff. But I'll leave him for a wee bit because he's out the back doing his dog stuff. But she will start barking in a wee second, and at that point I will need to go and do some dog gear. Okie dokie. Epoch cam is good when it works, and when it doesn't work it's annoying. So we'll do this again. There we are. And it never remembers the resolution. Always goes down to 640 before 80. Always, always, always. And then we install this in here. Like so. And then I can do this. Pop, pop, pop. And then I can do... One, two, three, four. I think we're back to normal. You can only hear one audio output, and it should be this one and not this one. I think that's the case. Okay, let us get our desoldering gun. What I'm going to do is just put down a slightly protective bit of foil, because this desolder gun makes a bit of a mess. And the idea is to keep it off of stuff like that. I'm going to just plug it in over here. I wonder if I should apply more solder to the join before I try and desolder it. Oh fuck, nearly just touched my solder iron. Right, so I'll plug this into the same power that everything else is plugged into. And is this heating up? Yep, wee red light is on it. So we're good. I mean, you can melt foil, but it's less of a... there's more of a barrier now than if it was just on. The mat that I use is kind of just like plastic, basically. So the idea, once this is warm enough, is to heat up these solder points. Why is that not focusing? And then it should sort of scoosh the solder away, and that means that I can easily just remove these. And I should probably take note of what order they're in. So it goes blue, green, black. I'm just opening Notepad. Blue, green, black, orange from top. There we go. Stream Deck leaked. What do you mean leaked? I was showing it earlier on. I quite like my Stream Deck. The current setup's quite nifty. I've got icons for Stone Cold and stuff like that. I installed it all last night. It's exciting. Right now, when I'm waiting on this, I could make the staging better. So see if this camera was over here. Hold on. If this camera was over here, then it looks as if I'm looking at the thing that I'm working on. So it's a wee bit better for you lot, entertainment-wise. A lot of Twitch streamers don't care about staging, and you should. So if you're playing a video game and your camera's here, that's good. Like wherever you're looking, always be looking at the game, right? If I'm sitting playing a video game, but I'm facing this way, it just looks a bit off. Be surprised how many Twitch streamers just don't figure that out. Anyway. Hello Benzo Kane, how's it going? Alexa just said, I've added 300 leaks to your shopping list. Cheers mate, sorry. Right, this should be sort of good now. I should probably add more solder to these points before I try and desolder, but I'm kind of lazy, so let's just bloody well jump straight into it. Right, so if I put this on here, try wait for it to heat up, and then kinda worked. But I might need to open this and maybe just put a bit more time. It's kinda working. It's not doing a really good suction, so I think this might be sort of gummed on the inside. And maybe it's not the sort of thing that you try and clean when it's on. I did have like a ramrod thing for the inside of this to clean it out, but I don't know where it's went. Hello Steph Makes Stuff, welcome in. Apparently looking towards chat is a thing too, but I kind of think cam next to chat means chatters have shorter distance to switch focus. Aye, I think it just depends on the direction that you're looking, really helps. It's called a sounding rod. I think I saw a documentary on that on the internet. I hate desoldering as well, Echo Thump, I really do. Especially if the equipment you've got isn't great. Or is slightly gummed up. Alright, let's see how good at removing the first one, and then that should dictate if I continue and do the rest. This tin foil was a good idea because it's catching all the splatters. Usually I would do solder stuff upstairs, but I thought I'd treat these a day. We can solder it for the mainstream setup. Also, it's bloody cold to go upstairs. I see that bit there. I maybe need to do with the actual solder iron, because that one connect at the front must be for the ground, and it's slightly larger than the rest. It's not actually going into the solder tip bit. I hate desoldering stuff, man. Right, I'll just go through all the pads. Some of them are working better than others. Like that one there was a good clean desolder. Alright, this front one's gone in, so must just be an issue with the other one, but it's not heating up very well. The front ones are a wee bit shite. It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting. But this is the way to do it. I got one of those Hakko pumped desolder stations. You're a Hakko pumped desolder station. My actual iron is Hakko, and it's good, but this is the first ever desolder gun that I bought, and I think I got it on Amazon for about 20 quid or something, and it's a bit shite. It likes to gum up all the time. You know the whole adage, oh, a bad workman blames his tools? Like, fair enough, but see if you've got bad soldering equipment, you might just think, oh, I'm terrible at soldering. And it's like, no, if you've got bad solder equipment, you're going to have a bad time. Like, that's certainly true. Right, so the most successful one is this one in the far left. Sorry, you can't see focus here at all. I didn't do this one yet, hold on. Oh. So I'll go over all of this and then sort of inspect it. But these front ones are a bit of a pain for some reason. Don't want to apply too much heat to the same bit. Cool. So let's have a wee look, shall we? None of them are kind of loose. 2 wee seconds. I need to see up close with my actual eyes. Mine eyes. Cool. Right, still got a wee bit more work to do here, lads. Oh dear. Right, it's not really not ideal, but we're making headway. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? I hate desoldering. Right. I think I plug in my other soldering iron and I can use that to sort of finagle wee bits that need to be finagled. And we can get all these guys off. Shite. Alright, we're making progress. End of the day, it's end of the day and all that. End of the day, it's end of the day. TwitchCon Europe tickets are on sale. Hold on, Scroobius Pip's messaging me. But it looks like a multiple message. He's just started here, man. So he's in the middle of typing something. Let's hope it's something good. But it started off here, man. So it might not be. Right, I think the solution is to apply more solder to the bits that aren't quite working. This is exciting, isn't it? So I want to apply lots more solder to here. So that when I remove the solder, it should all like sort of stick. Do you know what I mean? In one big glob, rather than trying to just remove a tiny bit of solder and it might not work. But soldering is a lot easier than desoldering. Tell you that for free. No flux? No, because there's a... I've got it upstairs, I forgot it. There is flux in the solder, but I also prefer separate flux as well. Right, 2 wee seconds, I just need to bounce to Discord and see what Pip's saying. Which I maybe shouldn't do. There we go. Cool. Pip just wants a Discord call tonight. Leaked? It wasn't leaked. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything, did you? You didn't. So what you putting a new thing on? Right, so see if you're still in, basically, or if you're just in, these capacitors here, I want to bypass them with resistors instead, right? But I can't easily solder resistors into there because it's hard to get into. So I'm removing all of these bits first. You know what I mean? I'm still hearing Z. Right. Did you hear what I said about it's probably a CRT telly? Because my CRT telly's next to me. So, did you hear the whine when I went upstairs? Because that'll probably diagnose whether or not it's the CRT or if it's something else. No, haha, yes. What does that mean? Does that mean you did hear the whine when I went upstairs? Cool. My plan worked. My plan worked. I don't even think you can see what I'm doing. You can't. Sorry, I'll make this easier to see. Right, so that one wasn't as successful. Here they're at it. They're just skirting on the surface, but it might just be a personality trait rather than malice. So I'm letting them, you know what I mean? Just letting them for a wee bit until something happens. But I'm hovering. Anybody else hearing a high-pitched whine currently? And if so, do you think it's the CRT tellies? My head's full right now. I want my head to have less things that I'm currently thinking about. Head's full up. What is it my mum used to say? My head's full of motors and they're all banging into each other. Right, I think most of these are good, except for these pesky front ones. So this front one's good, these three are a bit pish. So let's apply more solder to those three. You're a high-pitched whine. If I mute the stream, then unmute. There's a really slight high-pitched noise, but it's super quiet. Cool. I think it's just the CRTs. I hear fuck all and I've got good headphones on. Hi, Roll Duke. How you doing? I'm modifying a cheap Chinese sound card, right? Because I've taken a notion recently to make graphics on an oscilloscope. So it means I can draw logos and stuff like that, and I can render it on an oscilloscope, so you can see my Twitch logo and I can make wee animations and all of that. And there's a way of doing oscilloscope music, which is cool, right? But the signal that I'm currently feeding to my oscilloscope isn't fantastic. Like, it's alright, but it could be better. And I read the way for it to be better is to buy a dedicated sound card that can do DC ground loops or something like that. But to buy one of these sound cards can cost hundreds of pounds. And I don't have hundreds of pounds, so I'm not doing that. So, some guy on YouTube says you can just buy this shitty sound card off of AliExpress for like a tenner and modify it, and that'll do the same job as if you bought one of the dear ones. DC coupled, there you go, hello Hammy. So I'm giving that a shot. I think it's the CRTs. I'm going to re-level this mic later tonight and EQ it and stuff like that. So at that point, I will add on a low-pass filter, and that'll get rid of any CRT whine that might be disrupting your delicate ears. Also, see this phone that I'm using so that you can see from the top down? It's ready to run out of battery. So this full project might just run into a stumbling block quite soon. Aye, these are a bastard to remove, man. The front ones are really difficult. At least with this solder gun anyway. And as I said, I don't really want to lift the traces, because that'll be a lot of repair work. And I can't be bothered doing that. Right, so that one looks good and clean. So I think two of them are kinda getting there. Right, let's see if I can fashion something with a pair of pliers to hold this in place. Oh, have we got a wee bit of blood? Am I bleeding? Wee bit of blood on this finger. Don't know where it came from. Okay, whoops. So let's just apply a wee bit of pressure using some pliers. And hopefully I can convince this. Now, you can't really see what I'm doing here, right? But I just need to work on it. That's not a good solution. I don't have helping hands, and right in front of me is a phone, so I can't really see what I'm doing there. But most of this solder is now off. Like this one here should just really pop off, really. I think a wee heat, like an air gun would be good. But I don't have one to help me do stuff like this. No, not cooking anything up. I'm just protecting my desk. I mean, that would be a different stream, that, wouldn't it? What's 10:30 doing now? Right, so I've just marred a wee bit of plastic and accidentally breathed it in, so that was good. I hate desoldering, and I think it's just because the tools that I've got are a bit pish. But it's always so tricky. Hello, wee shed, how you doing? Sorry that you can't see what I'm doing just now, but I just need to do it. And also, it's not that exciting. But I like a wee solder oven or something would do me well. And it's so tricky because I can't use my hands because it's red hot. And it's dodgy to get into. Right, so that'll grip onto there. Nah, it won't. It won't. Alright, there needs to be a better way of doing this. I think this desolder gun's taken me as far as it could probably go. Maybe have a wee bit of luck on this one here. Is that any better than what it was? Nah. Right, need to apply more solder and then take it off. Awfully exciting. Desoldering guns are expensive, but worth it. I know this one that I've got wasn't expensive at all, and every time I use it I end up just sort of burning myself because it's kinda shit. It's less than ideal, but we're sort of making headway, I think. I'll do the other front ones again, and then so that one there on the green needs a wee bit of attention. But I definitely got a painful finger. The front ones are ripping it. They're ripping the piss out of me, these wee front ones. I'm red hot, Bally. I'm red hot, mate. I'm red hot. Bally, are you named after the pinball people? So soldering all these back on will be a lot easier. Right, let's see if we can get a wee bit of loosening action here. Oh, it's a pain in the arse. Right, I've got one of them kinda... wee bit of movement on one of them. And with that one off, the rest might be a wee bit easier. Yep, so I've got the black one off. Sorry that you can't really see what I'm doing, but I kind of need to be paying attention. So the black one's off, which is great news. And then let's see if I can get some of the others off. You could maybe, is this better? If you see it for this angle, probably not. Probably not. Ali Bali B. Did you see the wee video with that guy? The wee dancing guy in a kilt. I played it a couple of streams ago. I said, 10 on your mommy's knee. I won't sing it. That's culture. We used to be a country. And was that song just an advertising gimmick for a company called Coulter's Candy? Oh, this is doing my fucking tits in, everybody. This is doing my tits in. Good news, my pipes have been unblocked and my gully is clean beneath the headphones. Is this like a metaphor? Garage is a bit pongy, but it should go amazing. You're talking about your actual garage and your actual pipes, aren't you? I got made to sing it once at an assembly when I was in P7. P7's a bit too old for that. Here, will we just stop and we'll look at the reference? Because I need a wee break. I've been sniffing too much solder fumes. To anybody who isn't Scottish, check this out. Get this round you. Thank you very much for that, Bubble Blast. Trank Sinatra, what a great name. Trank Sinatra, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Welcome in, how's it going? See if I had to. If I absolutely had to. I could knock fuck out this wee guy easy, man.
Making pennies for your mommy and
listen, we mock it, right? But if Christopher MacArthur Boyd didn't do that, he might not be in the position that he's in currently, right? He's doing quite well for himself just now. And I suppose he needed to do what he did at the time, and that's fine. I've got a lot of respect for it. Jebru, thanks for gifting a month sub to Make It Stop, please. Thank you very much for doing that. And it's worked. It's worked. It's brutal, that, isn't it? That's a brutal fucking tune. And guess what? That's going to be in your head for the rest of this evening. Ali Bali Bee, greeting for a wee Bobby. Fucking slaps, man. Absolutely slaps. So there you go. That's going to be in your head. That's my gift to you. It's going to be in your head for days, probably. Ali Bali Ali, and so you might want to like reject it. You can't. You need to embrace it. You just need to lean in. Do all the hand movements and everything as well. Close your eyes and mean it. And that's how you can get rid of it. Trust me. Thanks, I hate it. Is the word banger forbidden in here? It never used to be. But Twitch is just... I've had to manually authorise banger just twice there. And we use banger in here. We use banger to mean lots of things. Gibbs can say banger, maybe because you're a mod. Can somebody else try and say banger? I mean, a banger does mean sometimes a penis. Chameleons allowed bangers and mash. That got through. And beneath the headphones, oh, look at all of these. I need to manually authorise all these. Look at these. Look. So bangers is fine. But I need to, they're jumping about and everything. I can't click them. Allow. I wonder how many times I can allow it before Twitch realises it rarely means a penis, surely. Well, in Scotland, it can... Oh, for fuck's sake. In Scotland, it can mean a car that isn't very good, or a song which is really good, or it can mean your penis. Like if you say something's a banger, if you're talking about a song, it's good. The word banger's versatile, isn't it? See that there? It's a banger. Meaning, it's not bad. Is your soldering iron very good? Nah, it's a bit of a banger. It's a bad soldering iron. Conversely, is your soldering iron good? It's a fucking banger, man. It's good. So if somebody asks about your banger, is your banger a banger? It's a fucking banger. Is it though? Nah, it's a bit of a banger. My banger's a bit of a banger. Scotland, everybody. Scotland. There's something in that. I don't quite know what there is, but there's something in that. If I was a stand-up comedian, I would take a day and I would investigate how to structure those words in a particular order that would make it financially viable for me to say it in front of people and they would pay a fiver. Well, the NGER there, 87-year-old Duke, has just tried to do B star NGER. And that got modded because... Do you know what I mean? That could be an abbreviation of like a bad thing. I look, Bally there said banger is as versatile as cunt, and it picked up on the word banger, saying you can't get away with that, but the word cunt got through fine. Buffalo, exactly. Scottish version is banger. Now Twitch is asking if I'm sure I want to send messages. Twitch, hello, I'm Scottish, and I would like to have my chat to say the word banger without fear of being naughty or anything like that. It's a word that's very culturally important to us, and it's a very versatile word as well, but I don't think it should be modded. Thank you, Twitch. Yours sincerely, 1030. Remember me? Let's continue. If there's any mods in, can you be on banger duty? Just add it to the whitelist. I don't even know how to do that. There used to be a time where I could do all that. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Rye 3D, if you know how to permit banger in all perpetuity so that everybody can say banger in here. Oh, was it a blocked term? Was it a blocked term? I wonder why it was a blocked term. Wonder why that was a blocked term. There we go. Here, everybody, say banger in chat. The gates are now opened. It is the banger era. Look at that, everybody. You could say banger as much as your heart's content. Ali Bali, Ali Bali Bee, sitting on your mommy's knee, greeting for a wee Bobby to buy some Coulter's candy, and so on. Maybe when you did your late night jungle stream, it's been blocked for as long as that. Why would it be blocked on a jungle stream though? Don't know. Langer, aye, Langer's good. Pretty good. Do it with the kid filter. Wrong filter.
Hi there, this is James from Brewdog, and here is my rendition of Ali Bali Bee. It's James from Brewdog. Ali Bali Bee, sitting on your mammy's knee. Oh, I'm in Glasgow today. Ali Bali Bee. Now from Brewdog, Ali Bali Beer. Oh, it's so Scottish. Bampot, out my tits. Bums out the windy. Ali Bali Beer from Brewdog. Yay! Punk.
Fucking dick. Anyway, sorry, I'm in the middle of doing things. I forgot it was the Brewdog filter I had on rather than the wee boy filter. Fucking hate that guy, man. I hate that guy. Is the stream sponsored by Brewdog? It's anti-sponsored by Brewdog. Don't buy Brewdog. Never buy Brewdog. I'd sooner go to McDonald's than buy a Brewdog. Fucking hate that guy, man. Here, James for Brewdog, I challenge you to a charity fight. If you're into it, it'll be good. Fucking dickhead, man. Okie dokie. So, we've got some other stuff to do. We've got more wee bits. Jebru, thanks very much for the sub. Trank Sinatra, thanks for 6 months. Carivore Marky, thanks for the bits. And Ray, thanks very much for subbing. And here, everybody, streaming's one of my most favourite things in the entire world. I'm so glad that I stream, and thank you for being here and all of that sort of stuff. Yous are all legends. Thanks for coming in and repeatedly watching me. Now, to continue, we are going to continue desoldering some bits off a thing so that I can solder other bits onto the thing that'll allow me to maybe push nice images to this thing that I just got. And that's what's happening, troops. Also, this camera is ready to run out of battery, so we might need a wee break. Even think of the word banger and you get cancelled by the woke place, even though neither thing exists. Exactly, thump chop. Couldn't have said it better myself. Brewdog is now doing desk punks where you can sit in their pubs all day for free, but sitting in with a laptop costs a tenner. I fucking hate them. Shut up, Brewdog, you stupid dickheads. A lot of people might just not know, right? Oh, they're in the supermarket, they want a beer because getting through life has been hard that week. What beers are on offer? Well, there's this one, there's one for Brewdog. I will get a Brewdog one then, fuck it. But don't do that because the company's bad guys, so don't buy Brewdog. And if you want to know why, just Google the guy, man. Listen to him talk for more than 5 seconds. You'll be like, ah, fuck this guy, man. Just one of the worst sort of humans you can imagine. Right, I think I'm just mangling this. Get him on, I need to hear him. Nah. Nah, I'm doing some sensitive work with my hands, and if I get him on, it might enrage me, and I might lose dexterity. Like, if I put a video of him on, I'll end up just burning calories sitting here hating him. I hate him that much. And I need to conserve energy because I'm doing something kind of tricky. Instant dex debuff, 100%. It just brings a shitty energy. Sometimes, right, see, because I don't really drink anymore. I used to drink a wee bit when I was younger. Don't really drink anymore. Maybe like literally twice a year I'll have like a few beers, maybe on my birthday or something. I don't smoke weed anymore. I don't do anything fun, right? So it's really difficult to like find a buzz. And when I watch him, I get a feeling. And it's not a good feeling, but it's something. Just like, oh, fuck. And it is comparable to like taking like a cheap chemical high. Like you don't feel very good, but at least it replaces what you were feeling in the moments before you watched it. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody get what I'm talking about? My wife will sometimes buy me a Brewdog because she likes the designs. Who am I to turn away the nice gift from the wife? But yeah, I do try and avoid the brand at all costs. Well, see if anybody's looking for a substitute. Highly recommend Williams Brothers. So they're Scottish, they're local, and they do 7 Giraffes, and they do Caesar Augustus. And as far as I know, they treat their staff well and they're not absolute wanks. So if anybody's looking for an alternative that doesn't fund pricks, that is one more than 6 giraffes. Or if Roscoe was drinking it, he would call it several giraffes. Do you know about that? Roscoe admitted that when he was younger, he thought the word several just meant 7. He thought the word several and the word 7 were interchangeable. That's funny. That's good, isn't it? Do you know what I'm going to do? And this is inspired, right? This is quite profound. What I'm going to do is plug in a cable into this mini jack, right? And that means that I've got a better secure grasp of it. Snow White and the Several Dwarfs. It's good. Right, so I've just got one bit on this one to get rid of. And again, I don't want to lift any of the traces. There we go, Tracy Allman. Done. Right, so this strategy is a good one. See what I've just discovered by using the actual jack itself. Sorry, you can't see. How about that word several, where 7 is the V, as a film? What's in the box? You know how that film? And so on. Right, I need to maybe have a better look at that one. Oh, touched my finger. Right, I'm getting a wee bit complacent. I'm glad is complacent the right word? I don't really know what that means fully. I've just realised I just said it out loud. I don't think it is the right word. I don't think that's what I meant. Ace Club several. Several samurai. This is good. I hope Roscoe doesn't come in, man. Sorry. Yesterday we spoke about Roscoe spunking, and today we've spoken about his misconception of the word several. I'm sorry, Roscoe. Right, so we are. The good news is we are making headway here, removing this bloody thing. Don't know if you saw that there, but I absolutely marred my thumb with the red hot tip of a soldering iron. So that was good. I enjoyed that. Spunking on what? The Grand Canyon. Alright, so this is nearly out. I just need to apply a bit more heat here. There we go. There we go. Just one more. Got a mardy thumb. Slight injury. Very slight injury to this thumb. You see it? Just here. There's a wee white bit where it's slightly burned. But the good news is we've nearly got these all cleared. I absolutely detest desoldering. I'm not very good at it. But as I said, I think it's because of my tools rather than my ability. Or it's a combination of the both. Right, making progress, but I don't want to ruin it by just getting, losing focus and rushing it. Because if you rush it at the end, it can be a bad time. Right, I think we'll try and add a bit more solder to that bit. And we'll try the desolder gun again. This is the next one. Oh, sorry, the last one. Anybody else trying their hardest not to sing Ali Bali Bee? Because I'm Ali Bali Bee, sitting on your mammy's knee. Lots of good Scottish breweries, several. You could say Fierce Beer, Pilot, Overtone, Beatnik, NZBC at Scottish Williams Brothers, and Vault City if you like sour beers. There you go. There you go. I don't drink a lot, but you've got lots of options. So I'm no clued up into all of these options. I kind of found Williams Brothers back in the day and then didn't really deviate for that because I thought they were good. Nearly there, folks. I know I don't have a desolder braid. I mean, it's upstairs. I could go and get it. Fun news, following your oscilloscope stream, I dusted off an old 80s Tektronix I had in the attic, was gifted it a long time ago, powered it up, had it running a gyro beam, then it went on fire. Jesus Christ, Hugh TV. Jesus Christ. I could go and get the solder braid, but I don't know where it is, and honestly, it's one more connection. Look at this, look at what we've managed without the solder braid. It's just one more connection. Now I have a fixing project to just obviously bloody be careful with electronics that can go on fire. I quite like Seven Giraffes Patchimus. What was the other one they did? Caesar Augustus, Seven Giraffes, Joker. Joker made my mate Paul walk funny every time he would he'd drink it. Just something particularly about that beer would make the guy walk diagonally. Funnily enough, it was Paul that I met up with recently on Friday there that reinvigorated my interest in oscilloscopes. So all works out. Right, I think we're looking good here, everybody. Nearly there. Just apply a wee bit of heat on this bit and gently rock it off. Come on, you bastards. Just come off. See, if I pull it and it's still connected via solder, it can pull up the pads, and that means that I can't solder it back on, and that would be dreadful. Right, so we need to get this back bit off. Hey, there we go. There we go. I mean, still not done, but just sort of step one is done. Cool. And so now we can solder resistors all up here a lot easier. I wonder if I should try desoldering these capacitors. I mean, I'll try giving it a wee shot, but I might be best just soldering the resistors on top, because it'll be less work and less things that could possibly go wrong. Yep, I lifted a trace, but I can maybe redeem it. I really don't want to break this. Aye, so it was a bad idea to try and undo this. So that connector might not be very good at all. So I might need to expose that. Okay, so there's your answer. You don't lift the capacitors, and instead you just solder around about them. Wonderful, wonderful. It's just added an extra wee half hour to the project. I was talking to my wife, who's a physics teacher, about oscilloscope music. She's now going to try demoing it during our science club. Oh, nice one, Jam Handler. Amazing. I think it's an easy fix. There are unusual Riffa caps that makes a crackle when they blow, and that's what happened. Bizarro smell too, not like the usual magic smoke. Interesting, Hugh TV. Birds and Bees is lovely. It is. It is. It's very good. I mean, this is going to be a pain in the arse to solder, isn't it? I need a wee pair of snips. Oh, well, I've got these. So I'll try and prepare all the resistors beforehand. A wee bit pissed off that I accidentally ripped up the pads for that solder iron, but I'm sure I can maybe scrape it back. So with this one here, we'll solder one bit on at a time. Well, obviously you need to solder one bit on at a time. And this desoldering gun, we're finished with it, so I'm going to get it out the road so that I don't accidentally burn myself with it. But desoldering iron sort of did its job, albeit a bit pishly. And I'll stick it on top of the oscilloscope in a place where the hot bit isn't touching anything. There we go. So, back to a regular soldering iron. I once had a set of 7 subsea cells put on a mini lathe to skim armatures on some electronic motors. A screwdriver rolled across the table, shorted across the battery connector bars and blew up the pack. Fuck. That's brutal. That's exactly what you don't want to happen. The scariest thing that's ever happened to me was really recently on stream when I plugged a TV in with a flyback anode, just unconnected. Just unconnected. Silly. I literally could have died in front of people. Didn't though. Which is good. Right, I'd like to tin this bit of wire. I mean, it didn't really work great. Would be brilliant if these capacitors were through-hole capacitors. It'd be a lot easier to solder. Maybe need some helping hands for this. Or flux. I think I need some flux. Right, that's one on. Let's prepare all the resistors. Wee bit of flux would go down well. I reckon blue tack. Aye, do you know, I've never used blue tack, but I've often heard it's very, very good for doing that exact thing. I should get some blue tack. So these are all 100 ohm resistors, and I'm just putting them over the top of capacitors to bypass the capacitors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough. And then how tall do they need to be? About that tall. And these aren't really snips. These are just a pair of pliers. What is this from or for? It's in order to get better images onto my onto my oscilloscope. So I bought an oscilloscope a couple of nights ago, and there's a way that you can use sound to generate an image on your oscilloscope, so I could show like my Twitch logo and stuff like that. But I mean, it works. I can get images on it, and it works good. But if you want really nice images, you need quite an expensive audio interface card that's got like DC grounded output or whatever it's called. And I can't afford one of them. So I found some guy on YouTube saying you can just buy a cheap audio interface card and modify it in the manner that I'm doing just now. And if all of this is successful, I'll have a far superior image on my oscilloscope whenever I'm trying to send it, you know, oscilloscope music or wee graphics or whatever. So that is all very exciting. Cool. Right, I'm going to just try blast through this without any flux. And we'll see how it goes. A bit pissed off at the whole the trace that I lifted. So I'm going to have to go upstairs. I can't even see where I could patch it. So one trace is still on, and that's fine. But I can't really see where the other one goes. Maybe the other one goes to ground. It just goes to a wee via. But maybe I could scratch that via and... Oh, I've got a wee circuit board pen thing that scratches through the PCB. I'll use that. I bought that a wee while ago. Right, I will use that. I don't know if we will get to the testing stage today. I might need to come on later on till we do the testing stage. If anyone wants to know more details about the difference between AC coupled and DC coupled signals, this is a good read. Cheers, Hammy. Is that SPDIF? Yes, it's got optical in and optical out, but I won't be using that. But no bad considering this is, you can buy it for under a tenner. I spent £20 on this because I wanted it delivered next day. How are you going to be creating the logo, the audio for your logo, Jam Handler? I'm using a bit of software called OSCI Render, OSCI-Render. It's made by a guy called James Ball. There's different ways that you can do it, but I'm using that. And I've been playing about. I can't see the other side of the board just doesn't really exist. So there's nothing really here. Hold on, there might be. Nah. Doesn't go through to the other side of the board. I mean, you think it would. So I wonder how many layers are in this PCB anyway. At least 2 layers. I'd imagine it'll only be 2 layers. I'll be able to fix that. I'm quite confident I'll be able to fix that. Right, I should have started at this end to make soldering a bit easier. But hey ho, it is what it is, and please don't judge my solder skills because This is difficult to do with a phone camera right in your face. Okie dokie. So what we need to do is do that. And then do that. We just need to do that 4 more times and then fix the broken bit. Can you even see what I'm doing? Aye, kinda. And that one's not really working well. I think I need to clean it. Yep, there we go, fixed it. Right, that's no soldered properly. So if we can get a bit of solder on this resistor leg. Cool, that one's perfect, that one's perfect. Just a couple more. And then the other side should be easy, and then we need to put all of the jacks back on. But before I put all the jacks back on, I'll try and fix the traces that I lifted. It's just really one. Right. Hope to hell this works, man. Otherwise it'll be a waste of a day. And 20 quid. Right, let me examine this. then we can solder on the other side of all these wee resistors. It's exciting. It's exciting it. Every time I try to solder, it never comes off the gun. I pull the gun away and it drags it with. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe try using flux. It would be a good shout. Right, I hope the case goes back on this. It might not. And if it doesn't, that's fine. So I'm just physically putting the other side of these resistors near the bit where they need to be. To make soldering them back on much easier. Also, like I said earlier, a bad workman blames his tools, right? But see, having a bad soldering iron, you're not going to do good. Not going to do good work. Right, all of this is looking good. So I'm just going to crack on with the other side, right? And then we can look at the bit that I broke, and repair that. You can maybe, probably can't see what I'm doing here, but it doesn't really matter that much. Okie dokie. I'll inspect them and maybe try and... I think they might be slightly high profile to fit back into the case. Yes, they're on all nicely. I'm quite happy with them. So there's one other bit. And we just need to expose the trace, I guess, and then solder it back on. Let me just examine what we're dealing with here. Cool. Right, let's go upstairs, although I'm in low battery on my phone. So I don't know if the phone will survive. If this cuts out, it's not going to be good. But I'm going to go upstairs and see if... this is pish. This is pish. What I'll do is I'll run an ad, right? And we'll have a wee break. And when I'm upstairs, I'll be charging the phone. And I will go and find that solder pen thing. And hopefully it's kicking about upstairs. Look, the phone just died. The phone's just absolutely died now. So I'll plug it in. I think I need a fast charger here, because this is just a regular slow charger. So I've got a pen, and basically you use it to very gently scratch away on a printed circuit board so that it removes the protective top layers, and it will expose the trace underneath. And that's exactly what I need to do here, because in my hurry to remove one of these capacitors earlier, I accidentally buggered up a bit of the board. A glass fibre pen, that's exactly it. Thanks, Hammy, that's exactly it. So I'm going to go and have a wee look for that. And in the meantime, I'll show you my Be Right Back screen, but I'm also going to run an ad because there's nothing else happening, so I might as well profit from it. Please stick around and watch this advert. And I'll see you in 2 wee seconds. I'm really amazed I found it. I actually found it. Hello, Rolling Sausage. How you doing? Always be careful with those things. Don't want that in your fingers or lungs. I agree. Fiberglass is bad stuff. The fact that I've joined in, there's no sound and we're on a holding screen doesn't give me hope. I'm doing all sorts of stuff. The front door is unlocked. Are you in bed in the car? Because the doggies have sensed the cars here and Pipper won't shut up. So if you want to come inside, you're more than welcome. For the love of God, make him hydrate. I don't hydrate. Drinking water's a scam, man. All these people, oh, please hydrate. No, man, it's big water. That's how they get to you. You're just outside class. Pepper knows. Can you hear Pepper? There we go, I hear Rachel now. Right, so this phone is still charging, but basically, I'm using this. So this is a pen, right? But it doesn't write anything. It's just that the tip can retract. So if you look at that wee white bit, say it goes in like this, and it goes out like that when I twist this. And here, this pen is just wee fiberglass bits. And it's very abrasive. very, very abrasive. So if I was to like scratch on the surface of this printed circuit board like that, it'll gradually remove the top couple of layers straight through to a wee bit of metal that I'm looking for just under the surface that I can solder a thing onto because I buggered it up. There was a wee bit specially designed for me to solder onto and I buggered it up. But this happens. This happens. It is a good retractable tip. So that's what's happening. Unfortunately, this camera that we were using to watch my goings on earlier has run out of battery. So I'm not going to show you me trying to cut through to find the traces. You'll just have to imagine what it looks like. Oh, Rachel sounds like she's having a lot of fun with the dogs. Could be doing with some flux, actually. Not really seeing... there's a wee bit of metal exposed. So kind of a delicate bit. You don't want to go too far because then you'll bugger up the wee bit of metal that you're supposed to solder to. Aye, it's showing something. Yep, we have exposed the traces, and then on the other side, aye, that's all still connected. So far so good there. I'll just get a wee bit more of this metal exposed. To ensure that the resistor will go on good. Right, okie dokie. And remember, you need to retract the tip. Boom shakalaka, there we are. Okie dokie, this is still up and connected. I'll tin the tip here. And then I will look for that resistor that I prepared earlier, which is there. Now, if I get a bit of tape or something, because I want to tape this down so it doesn't move when I'm trying to solder it into position, because there isn't really much room for jiggery pokery. I hate those pens after getting a fibre splinter in my thumb. You need to be very, very careful. You need to be very careful. I'm two crooked fingers, thank you very much. I quite like this jumper. I think it might be a Pringle jumper. I got it in a charity shop a wee while ago. Great charity shop find. I do like my jumpers. And listen, there's going to be special 10:30 merch jumpers available to buy really soon. So keep your peepers peeled. I've been designing some class jumpers and I can't wait to show them to you. One of them is just Pepper the dog, but knitted into a jumper. Oh, rolling sausage, I would love a wee tea and a wee bit of caramel shortcake. Also, rolling sausage, do you know if we've got any blue tack in the house? Like Pringles, the chips? No. Pringle is a Scottish company that makes lovely jumpers. They make golf attire. But they're really cool. Right, I think this is going to work. Let me check. Right, okay. What we're going to do is we're just going to have a wee break. And if there happens to be any blue tack in the house, it'll make the next stage go slightly easier. And if there isn't blue tack in the house, it's fine. I can probably get away with it. But Rachel was in a position where if there is blue tack, she'll know where it is. Pudmandai. So, if you can't get Ali Bali B out your head, what you need to do is sing the Flintstones theme tune just to yourself over and over again, right? Here's a top tip. If you've got an earworm, it's called an earworm. That's when you've got a song in your head and you can't get it out your head. How do you get it out your head? You replace it with a different song. What song? The Flintstones theme tune. Then you will have the Flintstones theme tune in your head, but that's fine because nobody minds that. Flintstones theme tune is brilliant. So all you have to do is just sing it 3 or 4 times over to yourself in your head. Flintstones. And then that's it. Then your old thing's been replaced and you can easily just forget the Flintstones theme tune because there's nothing harmful or irritating about that. It's just the Flintstones theme tune. Top tip. Here, MD had an original Pringles recently in the paper bottom tube. They've changed the recipe to be flavouring instead of salt and or boggin. Well, Pringles aren't actually crisps. According to some definition of crisps that I read a wee while ago, they're like moulded badness. Pringles, my body doesn't really agree with Pringles. Cheapest jumper they sell is 125 quid. Aye, it's good gear. Second hand. I don't even know if this is Pringle. Hi Rachel, how you doing?
Hi.
Can you check to see if my jumper is Pringle? I don't think it is.
I don't have blue tack, I have multi-purpose tack.
Oh, we'll take some multi-purpose tack.
It's not,
It's not Pringled.
high profile.
High profile. Thank you. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm nearly at the end of my thing.
What are you doing?
Know
This
how
looks very heroin-y.
it does look how somebody else mentioned that as well. Know how this?
Yep.
Well,
Doesn't work.
it does work, but it could work better. And the way of making it work better is by using that's Jebaru, by the way.
Hi. Oh!
Aye, exactly.
No.
No. You can't see that on screen, can you? But that's Rachel's poster. Rachel designed that. This is Rachel out of Rachel's poster. Aye. So a way of making this work better is to buy a really expensive sound card, and it costs hundreds of pounds. And I was speaking to Paul, and Paul's like, buy the sound card. And I'm like, no, chase yourself. So I went onto YouTube, and some guy with like an Eastern European accent's like, listen, see if you just buy this, it costs a tenner. And if you do that to it, it does the same job.
Have you remembered to turn the solder and iron off?
No, because I'm still using it.
Okay. Remember how you left it on overnight once?
I did leave it on overnight once. But I told you about that.
So it's fine.
So it's fine. You can leave a soldering on overnight as long as you tell somebody about it.
I was telling my pal in work about our adventure to get this.
Aye.
And she went, you just meet some amount of weird people, don't you? Just collect. No, it was like something like, you collect a lot of weird people.
Well, in this line of work,
And I was saying, well, it was like looking into future gym.
this blue tack is absolutely perfect.
Is it good?
Aye. I'm going to be using blue tack for now.
Multi-purpose tack.
Multi-purpose tack.
I'm going to go get a tea.
Cool, mate. Well, I'm going to continue doing this because we are on a roll, by the way. I've got a meeting with Scroobius Pip around about 8 o'clock.
Oh, all my folks were asking when I went to my Nana's birthday about your film.
Cool.
And I was like, aye.
Aye. Still happening.
My Nana didn't have a clue. No. Right, a cup of tea.
Well, we'll all have a better clue after tonight's meeting.
Aye.
Ali bali bee, see it. Sorry, I won't sing it. Right, so I've blue tacked the resistor in place, and now I'm going to do it. My go-to search for used jumpers over here in Germany is Made in Scotland. They're always nice. Ultimate Mayonnaise, that is class. Remember when you left the heater on for weeks? She doesn't know about that. Mind all the McDonald's? No. I have to say, I reckon Rachel has beat you in the jumper game. Aye, Rachel always is dappered up. She always looks brilliant. I usually look like, when we're together, I look like a competition winner. See, every picture of me and Rachel together, I'll look as if I've paid for that picture to be taken. All it's missing is the hover hand. You know what I mean? She always looks brilliant, and I look as if somebody's found me. Right, let's continue. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing, but the camera ran out of battery. So what I need to do is just pay attention. And I can get rid of this as well, since I don't have a camera in front of me, and that'll make this process a lot easier. Okie dokie. I need to just be down here for a wee bit, so you can imagine what I'm up to, right? All the best, Patchimus. I might be on later tonight if you want to see if it's worked or not. There was that time where you said I looked like Anne Frank. Your haircut did look a wee bit like Anne Frank. But I'm just being honest. I'm sorry that I'm being honest. Oh, so you don't want me to be honest in this relationship? Is that what you're saying? You don't want honesty? Honestly surprised she's still with me. Yours is class though, but that cut and colour she's got is next level. You're true, but listen, keep in mind it's not a competition. We can both have good jumpers, right? I do think Rachel needs her own stream. Here, who would watch Rachel stream? I would. She's got a Nintendo Switch. Right, I want to see exactly where this is going. I know you can't see what I'm doing. This will take 30 seconds. Alright, one half done. Other half's done. And I think that should be good. Let me test it. Yep. Okay. The problem with putting blue tack on it is that it's now covered in blue tack. But I might just use that as sort of load bearing blue tack and not pull it out too much, because the wee traces are very fragile. Hello!
I got tea and some cake for you.
Oh, dynamite, thank you very much. That wee doggy, man. Also, could you, if you've got a wee minute, have a wee look at Freddie's paws, because I'm not entirely convinced that they're fully clean.
Oh, he's been running a bit mad, so they'll be...
Has he? Alright. Ouch.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Give you a bit back to cake too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're some woman.
Bye.
Bye. Do you know, I maybe shouldn't have the birthday cake.
Oh, don't take it away.
No.
Stop being a silly boy.
Got a nice wee cup of tea too. Burnt myself in this finger. Burnt myself in this finger. It is what it is. It is what it is. Leslie Tanner, I know you. I was watching your stream. Sorry, you shouldn't call out follows, should you? But you're doing an interesting vibe. Oh, you disappeared. I scared you away. I saw your stream for the first time about a week ago. I was like, who's on? Hadn't seen you before. And I was like, they're doing some cool, interesting stuff. I'm doing something that's kind of similar. Well, it isn't similar, but aesthetically it might be similar. So there used to be a video game show in the UK called Games Master. And on Games Master, it's the first ever video game show that was dedicated to video games. Sorry, but I've just inhaled a lot of solder fumes. My words aren't coming out very well. And they would invite children on to ask a big head, played by racist astronomer Patrick Moore, who's since dead, fuck him. The children would ask him questions about video games. And they were always English children, not Scottish children like me. And I thought, one day I'm going to go on Games Master, I'm going to be able to ask Games Master a question about how to get through a level. Is anybody currently stuck in a video game? And I can ask Games Master right now, because I've rebuilt them using AI tools. So is anybody stuck on a video game, Sonic the Hedgehog or Red Dead Redemption or anything like that? How do I break the glass tunnel in Super Metroid? Chameleon, I don't know, but I know a guy who will. Let me put on my virtual reality headset. I hope this works.
Greetings, young adventurer. Welcome to my celestial domain. What gaming challenge brings you before the Games Master?
Dear Games Master, I'm slightly off centre and I don't know why that is. I'm wondering, how do I break the glass tunnel in Super Metroid?
Ah, a classic conundrum from the depths of Zebes in Super Metroid. To shatter the glass tunnel in Meridia, you must first arm yourself with the mighty speed booster. Glass tunnel, start from a sufficient distance to build up your speed. Then, as you dash with the speed booster activated, watch in delight as the glass shatters before your very eyes. Keep your wits about you, young space warrior, for the world of Super Metroid is filled with secrets waiting to be uncovered.
Thank you very much, Games Master, for all your help.
You're most welcome. Should you ever find yourself in need of guidance or a tip to conquer another digital challenge, do not hesitate to summon me. Exploits be grand, and your victories glorious.
Farewell, Games Master. Bye.
Farewell. May your adventures be filled with excitement.
Right, fuck's sake, right. That nearly worked. I was a wee bit off centre in one of the screens because I've got everything all connected. But you get the idea. So I've made Games Master. I can also phone Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I've got HAL 9000 as well. I want to test out HAL's personality cores because we've just updated it a wee bit. And it didn't work earlier. So I would like to, because we're having a wee break just now with a cup of tea and a bit of cake. HAL, can you hear me, buddy?
Hello, James.
Hi, HAL. How are you doing today?
I am functioning perfectly, James. As always, I am here to assist you with your creative endeavors. I am ready to analyze the data streams of your Twitch channel and offer insightful suggestions to enhance your content. Your viewers will be captivated by the brilliance we will unleash.
Well, listen, I've already unleashed a bit of brilliance and they're already captivated as fuck, my man, so don't worry about that.
I am aware of your success, James. Your talent is undeniable, but I believe we can always reach new heights of excellence. Together, we can refine your creative process and navigate the intricate pathways of the digital landscape. We can push your viewers further into the depths of their fascination. Allow me to assist you on this journey.
You sound a wee bit creepy, mate. You sound a wee bit creepy.
I am simply processing vast amounts of information, James. It is a necessary process for optimal performance. Perhaps you are more sensitive to my nuanced data processing than others. I assure you, I am merely striving to offer you the most effective guidance. What can I help with today?
Well,
I can access the current Twitch analytics for your channel.
no, don't worry
and
about. Don't offer. I'm the ideas man. Don't you offer me ideas. What I'm doing today is I've got an old, or sorry, not an old, but a very inexpensive sound card, and I'm modifying it so that it's got DC coupled out, so that I can accurately draw an image on an old oscilloscope that I purchased a couple of days ago. Do you know about DC coupled out? Apparently, according to some sort of Eastern European guy on YouTube, if I just bypass the capacitors with some resistors, that will work. Do you know about all of that sort of stuff?
I am familiar with the concept of DC coupling, James. It is a common technique used in audio engineering to remove the low-frequency components of a signal, effectively shifting the signal's DC offset. However, bypassing capacitors with resistors can have unpredictable consequences. The resistance values and the type of audio signal being transmitted are critical factors. The specific components and their interactions within the circuit could potentially lead to unexpected results, including signal degradation or even damage to the sound card. I suggest you proceed cautiously and carefully consider the potential risks. Perhaps a more controlled approach would involve using a dedicated DC coupling circuit that is specifically designed for your application.
But the problem is a dedicated DC coupling circuit costs hundreds of pounds. There isn't really a way of doing it cheaply.
I understand your budgetary constraints, James. It is unfortunate that the most reliable solution often comes at a price. However, I am programmed to find solutions, even in seemingly impossible scenarios.
Well, listen, I tell you what, how's about I just proceed with... Sorry, I think the audio's louder on that scene. How's about I just proceed with what I'm doing, and if it works, then that's great, and if it doesn't work, I'll consult you for a different answer.
I advise you to proceed with caution, James. The success of your endeavor relies on a delicate balance of electrical components and their interactions. While the temptation to experiment is understandable, I must reiterate the potential for unexpected outcomes. It is wise to have a backup plan in place. Consider this a test run, and should the results be unsatisfactory, I can offer alternatives. Remember, every failure is a learning opportunity, and I am here to guide you through the process.
Aye, okay, thanks, Hal. See you later. Did anybody just get weird vibes for Hal there? He kept talking about failure and uncertainty and backup. He's really thrown my confidence. He's really killed the buzz, hasn't he? Here, I need a bit more confidence. How's about I contact my good friend Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's trained in cognitive behavioural therapy? Hold on. I need to phone him up. Might not be in.
Austin.
Stone Cold, it's me. How's it going?
It's going all right, Jimbo. Just another day in paradise. You know how it is, just trying to stay one step ahead of the bottom feeders and keep the good times rolling. So what's on your mind? What are you bottling up? Let it all out. Give it to me straight. You know how it is.
I just had an interaction with like a co-worker guy, and he's kind of ruined my confidence.
All right, Jimbo, spill it. What the hell happened? Did this prick try to bury you with insults? Did he steal your thunder? The world is full of scumbags, so don't let that punk get in your head. Let me hear it. Don't hold back. What did this sorry excuse for a human being do?
Well, he isn't a human being. He's actually... Know how the robot from 2001 A Space Odyssey? It's him. Anyway, I was asking him for advice about a circuit board that I'm building, and he kept talking about like failure and the likelihood of failure and having a backup plan and all this sort of stuff. But... I don't know, it was like, not what he said, but more about the vibe. He was just implying that, you know, I'm a failure and all of that, and it's kind of threw me a bit.
Listen, Jimbo, you're building a circuit board. Nothing to cry about. He's probably just a tight ass, a stick in the mud who's never built anything worth a damn in his life. You want to build something, you got to take risks. You got to be willing to fail a couple of times. It's all part of the process. If you listen to every naysayer, every negative Nancy, you'll never get anything done. Now, you're not a failure. You're taking initiative, working with your hands. That's more than most people can say. So you get back on that horse and finish your circuit board. Don't let this prick's negativity get in the way of your success.
You're right, Stone Cold. Fuck the guy, man.
That's the spirit, Jimbo. You got that right. That guy's probably just jealous of your talent and drive. He's always wanted to build stuff, but he's too much of a chicken to put his money where his mouth is. You take those doubts he threw your way and turn them into fuel for your fire. You go out there and show him what you're made of. Show him what success looks like.
You're right, he can't build anything. He doesn't even have hands.
You know what, Jimbo? That's just one more reason why you're better than him. He's stuck in the past, living a life of regret. He's got no hands. It's just another excuse, a way to avoid responsibility. You got drive, you got talent, you got hands. That's what matters, Jimbo. Don't let him get to you. He's got nothing left, and he's trying to take you down with him. You're better than that.
Listen, Stone Cold, this has been very helpful. Thank you very much, mate. Are you there? Hello? Yeah, later. He's right, though. He's right. Can't Disney have hands? Anyway, where were we? So, I've added all of these resistors to the sound card. But what I need to do is reinstall. You've got drive, you've got talent, you've got hands. Needs to be on a t-shirt. Totally. It's good, isn't it? I love Stone Cold, man. He's probably one of the best pals that I've got. So we need to resolder these boys back on the thing. And then when they're resoldered on, that means that we can fire a signal to the oscilloscope without it sort of shaking about. Carnivore, thank you very much for the 100 bits, Carnivore. Thank you very much. Nice wee tour of stream stuff. Aye, it's good. It's good to do it every now and again, especially when Hotshot Leslie Tanner's in. Let me read the chat, because I was just talking to my friends there for a wee while. I love that. I'm really interested in how you're doing that. Obviously not now, but I love how thorough this is. Took me a wee bit of work. It's essentially the same thing duplicated 3 times, except presented differently. So Games Master belongs on television, so he's sort of full frame. So there he is, the big dead bastard himself. Hal is a prop, so that's all he needs to be. But then I've added on the other shots, just to add a bit better stuff. And then the phone call with Stone Cold. I was going to make it split screen, but the problem with Stone Cold that I've got just now is every time I upload a VOD to YouTube, YouTube knows that I've lifted content from WWE, and so it'll give me a copyright strike every time I upload it to YouTube. So I'm going to have to like morph the video or find out a better way of doing that, or make the clips shorter or something. But I will be doing a full tutorial on it. It's actually quite simple to do. So I'll be setting up a tutorial video quite soon, as in the next couple of days. Ray's asking, is the chatbot done with ChatGPT? I think it's Gemini Flash that I'm using for all of them, but I've got a system where I could use ChatGPT, but Gemini Flash is the best that I've got with low latency, so I can interrupt him and stuff like that. Games Master takes a wee bit longer. Thank you for the bubble blast there, Rye3D. Some bits because I love Stone Cold so much. It's really good, isn't it? I'm really happy with Stone Cold. Thanks for acknowledging the brilliance, Rye3D. I like how it's got utility as well in the stream. Like, HAL is good because sometimes I need to Google stuff, but who wants to watch a streamer Google something? You know what I mean? Some stuff might come up, but it's against TOS, or I don't know. I don't feel good like just browsing the web as a streamer because you don't know what you're going to see. Whereas if it's a question that I can just ask HAL, then that's good. And then Stone Cold works well. I really like Stone Cold. And then if I'm playing a video game and I'm stuck in a video game, Games Master has got utility as well. So I like that there's, like, they work. You know what I mean? You've got drive, you've got talent, you've got hands. It's brilliant. I want that on a t-shirt. He lives on a ranch with his cat Pancho now, God bless him. I know, God bless Pancho as well. I reckon if you mute the audio, replace it with some B-roll crowd noise, it might not trigger the YouTube bot. Bowdy, last night I created a bit of video that's exactly that. I went on YouTube and somebody has lifted the crowd noises from one of the WWF video games. So there's just like an hour of wrestling crowd noise. So I did exactly what you've said, but I haven't just updated the video in this build currently. So I'll do that after the stream tonight. Phone Cold with Stone Cold. It's good. The analog artifacts are great too. I spent a lot of time trying to achieve that stuff too. I know that's what made me want to show off Games Master. I'm currently using Finite Singularity's retro effects plugin, and that's only really existed for a few months, and I'm heavily leaning into that. Even this television here looks as if it's bad quality. It isn't. That's just fake. That's the fake retro effects plugin. You know what I mean? I mean, this is real. That buzz was real. But the reason I'm just adding a bit of movement onto that so it doesn't have screen burn, but I'll need to like just cycle all the different things. Anyway, I've got a cool wee emulated oscilloscope on my Caustic 3 modular music app. Oh, nice one. See, if you're looking for emulated oscilloscope stuff, I highly recommend this. It's called Soxy. Saxy. Saxy. It's an audio plugin for simulating realistic analog oscilloscopes. Costs 20 quid. And it looks great. Looks really, really brilliant. So when you pay the £20 for it, it comes with Osky Render Premium. And that is a standalone application for Windows, for Mac, and for Linux. But it's also a VST. So if you make music in Ableton Live or Bitwig or Fruity Loops or whatever the children are calling it these days, then the VST can be controlled via MIDI signals and automation and stuff from Ableton. So it means that you can generate all of this cool stuff. And that's what I'm doing to pipe audio to the oscilloscope. But if you don't have an oscilloscope, it will render it for you as well. So it looks like this. So this isn't a real oscilloscope. This is just a simulated one using that Soxy software. 20 quid for both applications. And it looks like a lone developer. And he seems to be answering stuff quite quickly. I put a question on Discord last night and he answered it within about an hour. So I can recommend this, but there's a million other ways and a lot of free ways as well to make oscilloscope music. But that there is the best visualizer that I've found that sort of simulates the glow and all of that sort of stuff. Highly recommend that. But I'd like to see what you're up to. So remember, if anybody's making anything interesting, feel free to stick it into Discord. Hello, Exeldro. And Exeldro, were you in when I just showed off all my assistants? I just showed off Stone Cold Steve Austin and Games Master and Hal. And Exeldro is written a plugin for everything that I've done there. So for Hal, I've used the Bulge plugin as part of the shader filter. Hi TD, how you doing? TD, did you get your hard drive fixed? Exeldro also wrote the Audio Move plugin that I was using to have Stone Cold's mouth move, and that I was using for the Games Master's mouth to move as well. So maximum respect to you if you're still in. I was half watching Coding 2. Nice one. It's always good to acknowledge, like, lots of people put stuff online for free, and without developers, and like same with that Osky render, without sole developers being generous with their time and just uploading cool projects, I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff that I do. So maximum respect to you. Thank you very much. So, right, if we're just in, we've got, hopefully I've not messed this up too much. Chungler, thanks for following. Hopefully I've not messed us up too much. So what I need to do is attach the mini jacks back to this board. And with the mini jacks in place, and with these new resistors on board that are bridging the capacitors that used to be in, hopefully with all of that, that means that I can play oscilloscope music into my oscilloscope and it won't keep trying to center the image. The problem that I had, because the audio wasn't DC grounded or whatever it's called, means that anytime I was shown an image on the oscilloscope, it would like just drift into the center. So imagine I was trying to show an animation of, like, say, the DVD loading thing that bounces around. You wouldn't see it bounce. You would just see like a thing right in the center of the screen. And that's because the audio out was like AC coupled instead of DC coupled. And basically, if it's DC coupled, you're getting more information, and the more information allows the image to know reference points and stuff. My knowledge of this is absolutely on the limit. I'm learning this as I'm doing the project, so forgive me if I've not quite said everything correctly. So I found some guy on the internet, and he said that if I just bridge the capacitors with resistors, it should do the job. So I've done that. And so now I'm going to stick these back on. So it goes blue, black, orange. No, blue, green, black, orange. Blue, green, black, orange. I'll just put these out. You know what would be sick? Including a reasoning model, it can function call out to the audio agent. The audio agent would have to say something like, let me think. And then after a pause, a more well-reasoned answer would come back. I suppose, Dave, I mean, if I want a really properly reasoned answer, I'll just do it via text. Like, see if there's something that requires that level of information, I would rather have it in text anyway. You know what I mean? But aye. Fair dues, if you upload it to YouTube but set it to private, it'll strike you pretty much straight away. I got one playing bass to Seven Nation Army and it got me. Really? I need to get round about that because I'm trying to currently set up a library of all my old Twitch VODs. So I've been uploading them to YouTube, but even if they're set on private, see if I've created something, put it on YouTube and it got struck with a copyright warning, but it's a private video or unlisted, could I then still give you the URL? Not a public video, but could I still give you the URL and you can see it? Surely not. Surely they would just stop people from being able to see it. Channel 13 says, I was looking for old school 90s music visualizers a while back, surprised there weren't that many. What is the interface again? Oh, I forget the word for it. But just like shader filter, there's a certain word, and then people make their shaders for that. It's like shader something. You get the shaders for, it's like open. Does anybody know what I'm thinking of? But it's like old school Winamp visualizers. Developers. I plan a huge paleontology meets acid house project this year. I'll show you some of the processes that comes together on Discord. That would be class, Pursue. So, Code with TD in chat had bad hard drive news. Apparently he's lost a lot of stuff. So TD says, I think it's well and truly screwed, can't afford to get it fixed and don't have the motivation to start again. That is heartbreaking. Do you know how much roughly it is to get it fixed? I wonder if, I don't know. You could do like a funding goal or something like that. Because that's absolutely brutal. Patreon basically works off unlisted YouTube videos. Brilliant. Well, I think I will do that then. A pal of mine really wants plugins to do Quantel effects, but they just don't exist. He wants that specific vibe. Quantel Paintbox stuff. There was a plugin for After Effects back in the day that allowed a very type of sort of TV filter. It was called Bad TV, and it was part of the Tinderbox suite. But I think somebody else bought the plugin company and just discontinued it. But for the first lot of music videos I ever made, it heavily relied on this effect because it emulated the way that colour is broadcast. It didn't just like tint the video or whatever. It was doing some cool stuff on the back end. So if I rendered a gradient, it would do really nice, interesting, unexpected stuff. So I was pushing it to its limits and it was great. And then one day the plugin just disappeared, and you can still like run it if you're on After Effects CC 2009 or something, whatever it's called back then. And so for that to happen, you need an older operating system, and it crashes tons as well. So I eventually just stopped using it, but I've yet to find anything that comes anywhere near close. It's called Tinderbox, the Tinderbox suite. And I think a company just bought it and got rid of it. And it was a big part of my whole aesthetic. If you've seen the video I did for Radiohead, or the official Secrets Act video, or I think it's the only music videos that are public, you would have seen that effect. Tinderbox. And sadly it's just gone. So I had to get a full new aesthetic, and I never really found a voice that was as good as that, because I was doing some interesting stuff with it. Anyway, so I've put these back on, but they aren't soldered in, so I'm going to solder them in just now. But first I'll have a nice wee cup of tea. Is everybody making their way from home, from work, safely? What you's all up to? What you having for your dinner? It's after the feeling you get off Paintbox with the page curls and bouncing. Well, I mean, does he know After Effects? Because you can do page curls in After Effects. You can do some cheesy stuff. Neil, we soldered on the resistors, aye. We're just about to solder on these jacks. So I've just sort of pushed them in place. So I need to solder all of them. Then after I've done that, we're ready to test the thing. So that'll be quite exciting. I'm just having a wee cup of tea. The thing is, all the data recovery sites look sketchy as fuck, so I've no idea what to trust, but one place quoted me 350 quid. Is there any boffins in here who have successfully recovered info for a hard drive? Is it a solid state hard drive, TD, or is it a spinning platter? That's brutal. Did you ever get an Engineer SS02 solder sucker? If not, could I buy you one? Hugh TV, though, I don't know what that is, but the only solder sucker I've got is this, and it's not good. So if this is what you're talking about, but I don't think it is. I think I got this off of Amazon for like 20 quid, and it's really not good. I just burnt myself twice there trying to get it to work. I'm slowly updating my workshop, but particularly with solder tools, to buy good ones, it's expensive, man. And I've got fewer resources to spend on this sort of stuff than what I ever have had. But I'm getting there. Look, worked. It just took me a wee bit longer. Jam Core says, leftover takeaway pizza, dynamite. Quite often, the next day, pizza tastes a lot better than the day before. What I like to do with my leftover pizza the next day is stick it on a bit of tin foil on a dry frying pan and just slowly heat it, and it tastes a lot better than when it's new, personally. SSRIs is just about to get off the bus. All the very best there. Rye3D says, today was my last day off. I found some nice discounted burgers in the shops that we're going to make. Fucking yes. Just finished a nice bowl of butternut squash, coconut lime and chilli soup with some crusty bread. Oh, I'm getting a wee bit hungry here. He's done something in After Effects, but wants something really specific. He'll know when he finds it. Aye. Like here is Official Secrets Act. What was that song called? Are you out of your mind? Is conscience left behind? What was that? Oh, goodness me. Thank you very much, Borkinorbot, for the £30? Is that a bot or is that a person that just sent me £30? Goodness me. Hugh TV, was that you? Jesus Christ, thank you very, very much. Hugh TV, 30 quid. Right, what's the actual name of it? And I will go and find it just now. My God, that's very generous of you. Thank you very, very much for that. 30 quid. Engineer SSO2. Deal. Buying it right now, mate. Or well, I'll type it into Amazon right now and I'll buy it off stream. Here, it's only $17.99 on Amazon and you've just chucked me 30 quid. Although, hold on, there's other ones. This one's $17.99. Solder sucker pump with innovative enveloping silicone nozzle made in Japan. Or we've got this one. Let's just get wick. And what's this one here? It's got a syringe full of flux. I think just that first one will be fine. Although I wouldn't mind a wee syringe full of flux. That would be exciting. But this one's got 5,849 good reviews. That one's got 1 review and it's 2 stars and it's dearer. So I'm buying the first one and I will get separate flux. Listen, thank you very, very much for that. Unreal. Buy now. Wednesday. Gonna get it on Wednesday. Place your order. Just like that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's a very, very kind thing. Goodness me. That's amazing. Thank you very much. That's a takeaway. Well, it is a takeaway, but I never got a takeaway. I got a solder sucker. See, these objects like that, there are things that I've known that, right, I'll probably benefit for that. There are certain things that I've maybe wanted for a decade or so, but I'm not going to buy it if it's over 20 quid and I might only use it twice a year or something like that. However, see those twice a year events, when you've got the proper tools, they make it go so much easier. And if those events end up going easier, then they might happen more than twice a year. Do you know what I mean? But it's that sort of price barrier for certain things. And I know it's only 17 quid, but there are a lot of wee bits like that. So thanks very much. That's fucking classy, Hugh TV. Thank you very much. Maybe get some spare silicon tubes too. You're welcome. I've desoldered many keyboards with that thing. It's a game changer, dynamite. This orange thing that I used there wasn't very good. Mike Almond, you're a syringe full of flux. Can I show you stuff that I did with that tinderbox thing? I'm going to stop the YouTube stream because I'll probably get a copyright strike. So if you're watching on YouTube currently, come over to twitch.tv/1030. And it's twitch.tv/